Welcome back, True Seeker. The other week, I was decoding the NFL and kept an open live stream for you guys to call in about anything. It's pretty much the same thing today. I got to get my NFL work done, and you guys seem to like doing that. So we'll try it again. If you do want to join the show, that top pinned comment is the way to get in. It's through StreamYard. And if you've never done it before, simply just click the link, allow access to your mic. If you want to be seen by the audience, you can give access to your camera. If not, just do your mic and say no to the camera, and then we'll hear your voice. And you guys are welcome to call in about anything. I do got to say, though, a lot of it when they call in, they like to talk about their own personal life. I mean, if you want to call in about that, some people find that interesting. It's just most people don't care about your life. No offense. Just why I don't talk about my life that much either. But yeah, just to share what's happening out here in my neck of the woods, it's deja vu. Last Wednesday, though, the one thing that's different, we were having a windstorm last Wednesday, a crazy amount of wind that led to a crazy amount of flooding just on the other side of the mountains in this same state. Last week, the wind was really warm, just warm wind just blowing in like a tropical breeze. This week, the wind it's not quite as powerful as last week. It's probably about 50% of last week. It's still bad, but last week was really bad. Last week I had to get my roof repaired. I lost a number of shingles. And it wasn't just me. But this week the wind is just icy cold. It's just ugh. And I felt bad because I walked my daughter back and forth to the grandparents' house. Maybe I should just take her in the car. But yeah, she hates that icy wind. It doesn't feel good. So anyway, yeah, I want to show you what's going on. Remember last week, 6 rivers flooded in Washington State, and then the football team here hosted the NFL game on Sunday with Phillip Rivers rejoining the NFL seemingly out of nowhere and playing in a game 6 days after his birthday. And did you guys catch the box score of the Seahawks-Colts game? The Seahawks won by scoring 6 field goals. And again, just the magic of it all, just to remind you. Remember, the flooding last week was 44 days after Bill Gates' birthday, Mr. Climate Change. That thing that's known to have impact, the thing that's known to have the technological capability to impact the weather, HARP, which is patented on 44-date numerology, 44 like military. But as we talked about, Seattle's 44, and you run the alphabetic order in reverse, like Rivers. Funny enough, field goals, 44. Seahawks only scored field goals 6 of them, 6 days after Rivers' birthday, after 6 rivers flood to win the game. And it's funny, they won with 18 points with 18 seconds left on the board. And if you watched it, the Colts took the lead on a field goal with 47 seconds left. Of course, Seattle's on the 47th parallel. In history, the Miami Seahawks franchise folded and became the Baltimore Colts in 47. So the Colts took a late lead with 47 seconds left. And then in 29 seconds, like football is 29, right down the field to put up the 18th points with 18 seconds on the 6th field goal. But we were talking about how that whole ritual last week, 44 days after Bill Gates' birthday, Phillip Rivers, all that. So in light of Mr. Climate Change, they're saying this flooding in Seattle is going to go through tomorrow. Some flooding, it started yesterday. It's happening today. It's going to happen in other parts tomorrow. It's like deja vu. The wind's blowing and the other side of the mountains is flooding. But notice, tomorrow would be the 52nd day of Bill Gates' age, right? The last day of the flood ritual. And notice how Gates equals 52, like flood, like earth, like Enlil. Like I wrote a book about this in 2017, the same year that Vice News wrote their article making fun of my research on flooding by the numbers in 52. All those, when you run it in reverse, flood is 83, like Gates, like earth, like Enlil. Football is also 83. I mean, how about that for syncing up a football game ritual? And of course, the Seahawks became 5-2 at home. And, tomorrow, you know where the primetime game is tomorrow in the NFL? On the last day of the flooding? Where's the game at tomorrow on the last day of the flooding? Battle of the NFC West. Seahawks 5-2 at home, Rams 5-2 away. Funny enough, Los Angeles Rams is also 52, like Lumen Field. And by the way, we killed it last week. We had Kobe Bryant to get the interception last Sunday, 113 days after Kobe Bryant's birthday anniversary. We also had the Rams to get to 11-3. Kobe Bryant ended the game last week with an interception. The Rams won with 41 last week to become 11-3, 113 days after Kobe's birthday. And then Kobe Bryant on the Seahawks spells his name with a C, but we liked him for an INT, and that's how the game ended, with a Kobe Bryant interception before the Seahawks host the Rams. And that 5-2, doesn't kind of remind you of Kobe's finals record? Wasn't he 5-2 in finals? What a script. Yeah, if you need a reminder about last week's games, here. Rams. Chargers also won with Mahomes going down with 113 seconds. The other LA team. Talked about how Taylor Swift put out the end of an era. Taylor Swift, the end of an era equals 113. But yeah, the Rams 11-3 and 41 points. And as for becoming 6-1 at home, they were playing the old Rams quarterback, Jared Goff. So the 6-1 made sense there to beat the Detroit Lions. And yeah, Seahawks, all field goals, 6 of them. Just, yeah, man. A 56-yarder to win it too. And by the way, Indianapolis went up with a 60-yarder with 47 seconds left. Indianapolis 60, the Euro Super Bowl 60. And then Seattle wins it with a 56-yarder, synced up with Mr. Climate Change, Bill Gates, who just turned 70, by the way. Bill Gates turned 70 now. All this weather disaster around Seattle synced with Gates, who's been talking about climate change for over 20 years. And funny enough, if you missed his remarks on the 70th birthday, he was kind of downplaying. He's like, well, maybe climate change isn't that big of a deal. Maybe we just got to figure out how to feed the starving. And then this happens. But again, understand this thing they call climate change is really that military document from the 90s, owning the weather by 2025. Look it up. Owning the weather by 2025. And again, the flooding's going to stop on Thursday again. Flooding 46 and 35, just like Thursday. So how are these numbers going to show up in tomorrow's game where Seattle's hosting the primetime game while the surrounding areas are getting soaked? We'll be working on that. So, and then also, did you see this in the headlines too, that the singer Jubilant Sykes, his son stabbed him to death? Did you see this? And it actually happened before the Rob Reiner story. It didn't get as much attention, but it got a lot of attention Monday because his son was denied bail on Monday while everyone was talking about Rob Reiner and his son. And this reminds me of 2016. That was the year that Princess Leia died right around Christmas. And then her mom, Debbie Reynolds, died, I think the very next day. And it wasn't just those two. There were like 3 other celebrity pairings of parent and child dying on the same day within days of each other. Hold on real quick. I'll be right back. Somebody's... My neighbor was in and out. They left a birthday card for my daughter. They must have thought it was today. It's exactly a month ago, but that's okay. We'll check that out later. Man, I can't believe my daughter already had. It's crazy the way time flies by. Yeah, she's 13 months old today. But anyway, yeah, it's just the themes in the news, and we've talked about this forever, just like themes in the news. The same thing will happen, and just all of a sudden 3 different spots. You're like, wait a minute. When's the last time you heard about this happening? And now it's just all over the place. Father, son stabbing. And remember, if you're new here, this whole Gematria thing, the Sunday story, the one that's really getting all the attention, Rob Reiner. It happened 11 days before Christmas, right? It happened 283 days after Rob Reiner's birthday. That's the 61st prime. The body was found at 3:40. The Academy Awards this year fall on the Ides of March to remember the stabbing of Caesar, which is the 74th day of the year, and Jesus is 74, like stabbing. I know that surname Sykes is also 79, like murder. And remember the ritual of Rob Reiner to span at 83 days from his 79th birthday. Oh, yeah. And then that's right. With the Sykes stabbing, look at this. From Sykes' birthday to his stabbing was the 83rd day of his age. And then Rob Reiner stabbed to span at 83 days from his upcoming birthday. And remember the song Murder by Numbers, about it being the sport of the elected, the elite. came out in 83, where killing's as simple as ABC is 1, 2, 3. So you have both of these father-son stabbings. And by the way, about 83, the true name for Jesus, Yeshua, is also 83 and 79, like Sykes. And of course, well, Sykes is 79, but like murder, and everyone wears that cross to essentially remember how Jesus or Yeshua was murdered. But man, it's just I don't know how people just don't question things more. The same father, son, and the whole father and son, and it's all it's missing is the Holy Spirit. But yeah, I'm gonna start allowing you guys to call in. Shout out to Eloy Garcia for becoming a YouTube member. Thank you very much. Script Unveiled, I see you on the back. You're first in line, but you didn't connect a mic, so I can't go to you until you connect that mic. There he did. What's up, Script Unveiled?
How you doing, chat?
Doing well, man.
Can you hear me well?
Yeah. What's up?
Today's almost 3 years to that fateful day in 2022.
Oh man,
World
help
Cup
me out.
final,
I'm
man.
trying to remember.
World Cup final.
Oh yeah. Of course, yeah. Right after, Argentina wins it for the first time since '86. The day after the Argentinian Pope's 86th birthday, and nobody blinked an eye. Over France, Argentina over France for Pope Francis, right?
Yes, sir. Would you be down, Zach, to talk World Cup or?
Yeah. Did you see what they might have done with the NBA Cup last night in the World Cup?
I don't know. I don't. Tell me.
Well, the Spurs who lost last night, and that's what we were anticipating that they would lose. You had to love them losing by 11 to Brunson, number 11, representing the 11th state. But the Spurs stars a Frenchie, right? Wembanyama, and the star of France, Mbappe. What's interesting is if you run Mbappe's full name gematria, it's 215, just like San Antonio Spurs equals 215. And the NBA Cup won by New York, where the World Cup will be, was 215 days before July 19th. So, I'm really sold on Argentina being there. And I'm going, God, could it be a rematch? Could it be a rematch in 2022?
You know what? I kind of agree with you. I think Argentina will go back-to-back finals at least, maybe against France, or I'm thinking Spain, because, well, one of the main reasons I think Spain is they last won it against the Netherlands, right? And the final will be taking place in New Jersey, New York/New Jersey. And I think one of the first names in New Jersey is New Netherland or New Amsterdam or something, not New Amsterdam. I'm pretty sure it's New Netherland.
Okay.
And about this guy, Wembanyama, you said, right?
Right.
He's actually in the football world, in the soccer world, he's actually like almost a doppelganger of a French guy named Hugo Ekitike. And he's like on the come up, this guy. They look almost exactly alike, other than, of course, height.
Being 7 feet tall. I'm guessing the soccer's not 7 feet tall, yeah.
Yeah, he's about 6'3". But this guy, he's very good, this guy. So by the time the World Cup comes, he might kind of blow up. Ekitike born June 20th. Very interesting. But also another connection is that the World Cup finals on July 19th, right? Apparently that's the National Day of American Football. Apparently. And what's interesting is it's 23 weeks after the Super Bowl. And it's going to be the 23rd World Cup final.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Spain equals 23. That's why you're thinking Spain. Okay, I see.
Spain 23. Argentina also have 23 trophies right now. Remember how they won their 22nd in the 22nd World Cup? France fell to 2-2. Maradona died 22 days before the Pope's birthday.
Yeah.
And yeah. Hold on, excuse me for 1 second. Jesus. Can you guys, is that loud?
Dad, you're in need. Yeah.
That's my little brother, man.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's crazy, man. I'm 22 years older than him.
Oh, big age gap. Big age
Yeah,
gap. Little
big
bro
age
sounds
gap.
like he could be around 5.
He's about 2 years old.
Oh, he's even younger. Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, any you said a rematch, right? France Argentina.
Well, I'm just the way they synced up the Spurs last night with the World Cup and the whole New York thing. I'm going, that's pretty interesting.
Yeah. I found remember that 201 ritual, Zach, with Messi staying in room
Oh
201.
yeah, definitely.
So yeah, this guy stayed in room 201 at Qatar University, and the Pope Francis,
And he
the
had a
Argentine.
nice male friend in the bed with him. You could see his toes or something. I remember that too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that friend, he was supposed to. So basically, Messi was the only Argentinian player to stay by himself in the World Cup. Everyone else was paired up in like trios or whatever. And he was the only player because his best friend retired at 33 years old, right? He retired
Okay.
at 33 years old due to a heart condition. So here's the thing. I'm pretty sure you know this, Zach, but let me go over it one more time. So the Jesuit order was recognized in 1540, right?
By the church, yeah.
Yeah, they were recognized in 1540. Maradona died 154 days after Messi's birthday, and then Argentina went on to win the World Cup 154 days before FIFA's establishment day, the anniversary.
Right.
Well, before the World Cup, there was a player called Sergio Aguero, Messi's best friend. He retired at 33 years old. He was actually Maradona's former son-in-law. He married his daughter, but then they got divorced or whatever. So Maradona's son-in-law, born on June 2nd, the 154th day of the year, went to Barcelona, Messi's former team, and then he retired due to a heart condition 1 year after Maradona died with a heart attack, right?
Sure.
Well, this guy, Aguero, Zach, he played his last career match on Maradona's birthday. And then 1 year later, or 2 years later, my bad, Messi won the Ballon d'Or, the golden ball, on Maradona's birthday. It's crazy how they sync it up. It's like the ceremonies, like the award ceremonies, it's all synced up.
It is. I mean, it is mind blowing how they put it all together. It is something else. So.
Here's something crazy. So Maradona died of a heart attack on November 25th. That is exactly 47 weeks into the year. And then the next year, Angel Di Maria, the Argentine star, who was born on Valentine's Day, and his favorite, like his only celebration, he does a heart, Zach. Whenever he scores a goal, the guy born on Valentine's Day puts up a heart.
How perfect.
Well, Maradona died 47 weeks into the year, and then Di Maria, he won Argentina their 47th Copa America, the 47th South American trophy tournament. And then the next year, Argentina went into the World Cup final with 47 wins. It was a draw, so it was 3-3. It was a tie, so they stayed on 47 wins against France, of course. That sums to 47. And of course, now fast forward to 2026 with Donald Trump, the 47th, number 47. And Messi currently has 47 trophies in his senior career. So he won his 48th trophy, but I think they included one from a youth tournament or something. But he currently has 47 trophies, so yeah, they might go back-to-back finals 2022.
And Lionel Messi 165. The championship game is on the day, leaving 165 days left in the year with all the other 165 stuff they've already done. So
yeah, I think one of the biggest ones. Everyone is saying, so here's the thing, Zach. I don't know if you know, but if Argentina and Portugal, because this will be Messi the Messiah, and Cristiano Ronaldo the Christ, this will be their last World Cups. And if they both win their groups, they're going to meet in the quarterfinal on July 11th. And that's like the knockout match. Like everyone's saying that's going to be the most watched match of all time because it's like the last dance.
Yeah, it seems destined for them to meet because I'd have to go back and look at my notes. There was something there they did.
They've actually never met.
I think from Ronaldo's birthday to the championship is 165 days.
It's also 201 days before, 201 days before.
Yeah.
And one more thing about Ronaldo. Remember how his newborn son passed away a couple years back?
That's right. Yeah.
That was actually 201 days after the anniversary of his father's death, Ronaldo's father, who died due to like a liver problem in 2005, just before his come up, of course, which is no coincidence with all these stars and rituals.
Yeah.
But yeah, Messi stayed in room 201. Pope Francis lived in suite 201. Argentina, they won. So in 2022, they did like this little final before the World Cup. It was on June 1st, a span of 201 days before the final. Argentina beat Italy, right? The Pope Francis lived at the Vatican in Italy. Argentina beat Italy 3-0, and then they went on to win their third World Cup. And it was a span of 201 days before the World Cup final. Well, the World Cup draw, what was it now, 10, 15 days ago? It was 201 days before Messi's birthday. And back-to-back sums to 201, Zach.
Right. Yeah. We know that one.
And I think that's very huge.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that when the Chiefs went back-to-back, and Missouri was 201 years old. It was something like that.
So if they win the final, they're gonna go 4 wins and 3 losses, or they're gonna go 4 wins and 7 finals, like 47, with number 47 Donald Trump. Apparently, he's gonna hand them the World Cup trophy.
Yeah, Messi's playing football down in Florida too. Again, Messi had the 2-goal, 2-assist game in New York 1 year to the day of the World Cup. That was the first big clue.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, man, I think if you look at if soccer was real, then I think Portugal would be able to beat Argentina because they have a far superior squad. They have far better players. But I think Argentina, I don't think Portugal will upset them, you know? And Ronaldo he's like a grandpa. He's 41. Barely plays. It's narratives. But he did go to the White House recently on the 322nd day of the year. This guy. I'm sure he noticed that.
I didn't notice that. That's interesting.
Yeah. He went to the White House, he met Donald Trump and took a selfie and all that. It was like a big commotion. And they were saying, obviously the normies, they were saying, "Oh, we're gonna get our own scripted World Cup this time."
Yeah, I don't know. Looks like it's going to that Messi guy. So
it's here's one thing about Ronaldo though. The World Cup finals will be 187 weeks after the last one. Of course, Cristiano Ronaldo sums to 187, as does Washington, D.C. He went to Washington, D.C., to the White House. The World Cup draw was in Washington, D.C. Society of Jesus also 187. And yeah, the World Cup draw was 1 day after. Remember Diogo Jota?
yeah,
The guy who died in a car crash. He was Portuguese. It was 1 day after his birthday. His birthday, December 4th, and the World Cup draw was the next day.
Yeah, and it was synced up with Ronaldo. Yep.
Yeah. The World Cup draw for 2026, where the logo is a number 26 with 26 days left in the year.
Yeah.
And what do you think about this, Zach? So the World Cup draw was held at Kennedy Center, named after JFK. And I looked at his birthday and compared it to Messi, and it turns out Lionel Messi was born 26 days after JFK's birthday.
Yeah, amazing.
It's all going to be rigged, man.
Yeah, and don't forget Messi's going to be 39, and we call New York 39 land, so.
39, yeah.
That's the biggest recurring number in New York history.
Oh, one more thing. So the MetLife Stadium, I've actually been there once. Have you ever been there?
I didn't go there when I was in New York, no.
Yeah, I actually went there once in like 6 years ago or something, 2019. It's like on the outskirts. It's not really in New York City.
Yeah, it's in New Jersey.
It's in New Jersey, and the area code for New Jersey is 201.
Yeah, it's in the 201. Yeah, that's where the mobsters are.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm like 20 minutes away from there, so I go there sometimes to Jersey City. 201's everywhere, man. It's crazy. I think that does confirm that Argentina will make the final again.
I'll
At
be
least that's,
surprised if they don't, the way they got all this lined up.
yeah, indeed.
Anything else?
Um, let me see. Okay, let me do one more for why I think it's going to be a potential Argentina versus Spain World Cup final. Okay,
Okay.
so the first match of the World Cup will be Mexico versus South Africa, just like in 2010, 16 years ago. Well, the World Cup draw was made 16 weeks exactly after August 15th, the Jesuit Orders Foundation. It was also exactly 16 weeks before the Finalissima, which is the final where Argentina will play Spain. It's like a prelude to the World Cup. Do you know what I mean? So 16 weeks after the Jesuits, 16 weeks before that match, and the first World Cup match will be Mexico versus South Africa, just like 16 years ago. Argentina the last trophy that they won was their 16th Copa America, right? And if Argentina and Spain meet in the final, it's going to be their 16th head-to-head match. And the cherry on top is, well, actually, there's this, I think it would be a perfect narrative because there's this guy called Lamine Yamal. He broke out at 16 years old. And apparently, Zach, this is going to make you laugh. So 20 years ago, or when Messi was 20 years old in 2007, I think. Apparently, this guy's mother, Barcelona made like a raffle, and this woman and her baby won the lottery to meet Barcelona players. And this guy bathed Lionel Messi bathed this child who would then grow up and at 16 years old break out. And now he's Barcelona's number 10. Just like Messi. He's like the prodigy. Do you know what I mean? Lamine Yamal. What's interesting is he was born on July 13th, 13/7, 33rd prime. That's 33 days before the Jesuit Orders Foundation. He was born 20 years and 20 days after Lionel Messi's birthday. And I'm pretty sure GOAT sums to 20. I know it sums to 16. He broke out at 16 years of age. The MetLife Stadium apparently cost $1.6 billion to build. 16.
Yeah, that is very interesting. Okay. Yeah.
What do you think though?
I think it's a good decode. I think it's a good decode. I know you follow football way more closely than me, so yeah, you make a lot of great points.
Yeah, I think
if it's Argentina, if they're in there, you can have a few hedge bets with
the Spanish.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense to me.
But
history
yeah,
likes to repeat itself. They like to do the same things over and over again. So
they do, and of course, the Society of Jesus.
Also, about 250. All right, so you're talking about all this 201 stuff. So 256 is what is it? Is it the 201st composite number? And the square root of 256 is 16. So there's and the Jesuits were credited in the 16th century. So there's kind of a link from 201 to 16.
Yeah, of course. And this one obviously I wrote it as a comment on one of your videos. So this is another lock. Argentina's gonna make the World Cup final again, you guys. Come on. So the United States head coach, he's Argentinian, Mauricio Pochettino. The U.S. men's national team, the head coach is Argentinian. Of course, Lionel Messi, he plays for Inter Miami in the USA. And the last time Argentina played the United States was in 2016, actually. And they beat them 4-0, 4-0. Like how Argentina can win their 4th World Cup in the United States. Just after they play Spain in the 4th Finalissima. And I think this one is going to be very telling because if Argentina win then they're gonna get their 24th trophy. They won't be on 23 trophies ahead of the 23rd World Cup. So, but yeah, and the teams Argentina and Spain are on 20 head-to-head points against each other. So the winner will get their 23rd. You get it?
I do. Yeah, that's a very interesting decode right there.
Yeah. My mind is already my mind is already on July 19th, man. Like I can't wait.
It'll be here before you know it. Yeah, and you can follow the clues from now and up until then because there'll be more. But I think you got a good idea already. So
Indeed, and you too. Well, yeah, that's pretty much all I had to say. If you host like another live stream in the coming weeks and months, exclusively on the World Cup, I'd be, I'd love to join, Zach.
All right, yeah, you'd be just the perfect person for it, man. Appreciate it.
All right, thank you for having me.
All right,
Cheers, everyone.
Have a good one.
You too.
All right, see if we can do it again. We killed the World Cup last time. What's up, King Richard?
What's up, Zach? Hey, look in the private chat. I linked a couple of more of my blogs posts there. Well, I actually have a lot of stuff in there. I just have a lot of stuff in there, but we can go over it piece by piece if you want.
I see 3 links. Is that right?
Yeah. Disregard that last one. That's a Twitter post. That's we'll talk about that in a minute. But
you don't want the Twitter post?
Yeah, you know what? Bring it up. But we'll talk about it because it's interesting. They supposedly you know what? Pull up that Twitter post real quick. Pull it up real quick. We'll talk about that real quick. These are the supposed victims in the Brown University shooting. It took them literally till today to announce these people's death. And look at this. Does it look like a real photo? Does it look like a real? It looks like this person does not exist.com. That's what it looks like.
We got a big red cross, sunshine above it.
Yeah, look at that Templar Jesuit shit. I mean, Brown, really? Anyways, Brown equals Jesuit order. For people who don't know, but Ella Cook, run her name, Gematria. It's sort of, you literally see what I'm talking about. Why just?
Well, I know Cook alone is 44 like shooting, but yeah, Ella Cook. There you go.
74. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
Theme news. But yeah, you can bring up one of the blog posts there. Man, this one was interesting because I do remember you talking about the London Bridge hoax. We were talking about that yesterday. Remember Karam Butt?
How do we sue YouTube for 25 million like Trump? I want my 25 million. I've lost 25 damn channels, and all of us should sue for having YouTube take down our videos that prove that this was a hoax. This was definitive proof of a hoax, you guys, and YouTube went way out of their way to make sure that the evidence wasn't on their platform. Again, it was filmed, the cops putting on costumes, playing dead in the street, pouring fake blood around to pose as the supposed terrorists who were annihilated by the police.
Right.
It could have been like an extra scene in the movie Filth.
Right.
It's so annoying. Again, and I got totally deleted 25 days after this happened. Maybe that's not an accident either because London's 25.
Yeah, London 25. Yeah. That's probably not an accident. And I mean, we know YouTube does shit by the numbers, so I don't think that's an accident either. So, anywho, last night, right? All night last night, I was spending my time just looking at all the recent things that happened in history. And I remember we talked about the London Bridge hoax. And I was like, I wonder if there's a connection there with the London Bridge hoax and the Bondi Beach hoax. And sure enough, scroll down a little bit. Scroll down a little bit more. Let's go down a little bit more. We'll talk about the 6336. That matters. But if you go down to the date duration, I have it in the post there. If you go from this event, right, from this hoax to this other hoax, I have it highlighted right there. It's 102 months and 11 days. 102 months and 11 days. I found that interesting because Australia equals 102, and so does Art of War. And remember, in the Australian shooting, they reported 11 people were killed. Of course, Jew equals 11. But yeah, they were talking about this, the congregation stabbing. Again, if anybody wants to check it out, go on my YouTube channel and go around September, I want to say September 22nd, 23rd, around that time. I literally said why to watch out for Yom Kippur and watch out for some kind of mass stabbing or some kind of ritual going on. It would be another Christ Church event it wasn't a shooting; it was a mass stabbing at a synagogue, but it wasn't too far off. But and there it is. Here we are, 74 days, or not today, but that shooting did come 74 days from the synagogue attack. And like I said, stabbing, London, Jewish, Masonic, occult. I didn't add it in there, but holiday also equals 74. And right there, the congregation. You gotta love how it started in 35, and they supposedly blamed a 35-year-old man named Jihad. His name was Jihad, literally.
Yeah.
But yeah, the name of the congregation equals 74, like Jewish.
And
But
stabbing.
yeah, stabbing, and of course we know about the 74th day of the year. But and I've been telling people to watch out for Ides of March next year. It'll be the kill date, and
It'll be the day of the Ron Briner Memorial.
right, yeah, you no doubt about it, man. Let me give my opinion on that, and then I'm gonna ask your opinion. Do you think that these people even really die? I'm just curious. I just want to know your take on it.
Well, I think a lot of times it's just a straight up HOAX, but
Yeah.
maybe sometimes they do.
Yeah, I like to think that I think sometimes it's just an energy harvest just to harvest the energy of the fans. There's a lot of people that grew up watching All in the Family, if you will, and
Today they haven't shown a single proof of anything they reported. And for anyone
right.
who remembers the LAX mass shooting, if
Yeah, I
you guys don't
remember
know
that
about that, go
plastic
back and
dummy
watch the news footage because you could literally see them wheeling
rolling
out
out a plastic dummy.
a dummy
Yeah,
on the
yeah,
tarmac.
yeah.
At the
Remember that.
beginning of the Ukraine war, CNN supposedly in Ukraine on the ground, and guys standing in front of a dummy, like the one you used in health
Yeah,
class to do CPR on, talking about, "Oh my God, there's a body right here." And it's like, is this supposed to be like a
that that
comedy
was on
right
CNN.
now? Watching a plastic dummy? Does
Yeah,
that thing even have legs? Jesus.
it's just
It's
like the
just,
Michael Brown thing. The Michael Brown thing was a
yeah, Michael
plastic dummy.
Brown,
You can go
another
see.
plastic dummy loaded in the back of a police SUV, on and on and
Yeah,
on.
and you can go see that in Chicago. It's on 47th Street. I have the picture of it, and
Yeah, I've covered that.
yeah, it's just hilarious how they do this shit. But yeah, here's my whole take on the Rob Reiner thing. You gotta think about it. The man's Jewish. He's a Hollywood. What is he? A Hollywood director. He's been in Hollywood for over 40 years now. Probably even longer than that, but 40 years now.
Well, it said he got his first role in 1971, going with dying on 71 date numerology.
Right, right. But I know
And
he
there was
did.
about the Julian Sykes killing in 71 too. I'd have to go back and look at. So
Right. No, but I did see on Wikipedia, and again, I don't take Wikipedia for any kind of information as fact, but supposedly say he started his directing career in '84, so around 40 years ago. So you got to realize these people are in Hollywood. These people are in Hollywood. You don't think they'd probably fake their death
hey,
and
think about.
probably be
Hold
in
on.
television?
His first role in 71, though, isn't that
Right.
54 years before 2025? And then that's in the
Yeah,
news
Bondi
along with
Beach.
Red Beach and all this other stuff.
Well, remember, you know what? Just to add to that, you're talking about 54, right? Anthony Jerry. Remember, we're just talking about his death. They died in the same day, at the same age, after being in the same show.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah.
And that began in 70. Well, he got his start in 78, just to go with him dying at age 78. But again, they both died on the same day at the same age. You got people saying that that's some kind of weary coincidence. It's not. It's literally obvious what they're doing, But you see how people treat this. You talk to people about what we're talking about, how these people are getting taken out and on the world stage. Maybe their character's taken out. Again, I don't know what's going on. I can only speculate. I don't know if these people are faking their deaths or not. I can only just speculate on that. Maybe they are faking their death. I don't know. But I do like to think though that these people are probably faking their death, and it's just an energy harvest because you see how people are so upset about the Rob Reiner thing. People are getting all emotionally invested into it. So and these people love to play with people's emotions. You see that all the time with the sports games, how the home crowd, they love to punk a home crowd. So you don't think they'd love to punk the fans of these supposed people, and it's sad that people still even look up to these people too. Idol worship is, here's what I like to say: idol worship is a mental illness because you got to be mentally ill to look up to these celebrities as any kind of idol or a god. But and you see most people do. Most people look up to these celebrities like they're god or larger than life people, which is pretty pathetic. But yeah, I wouldn't doubt that this is probably just another stage managed production, and I guarantee you, and people don't ask anything either. People are trusting the LAPD. When can we trust LAPD or any type of authorities? LAPD got to be the most corrupt organization out there. So I don't know why anybody's even trusting the authorities. And it's just the same thing with the Brown. I know I'm kind of venting here, but just the Brown University thing. People are talking about that, and they're saying, "Oh, we can't find the suspect." It's like because the suspect's probably an authority type. That's probably why.
Notice every time they interview people too, they say, "I thought it was firecrackers."
Yeah.
Firecrackers sound a lot different than guns. Guns are a lot louder than firecrackers are.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Yeah, they say, "Oh, it sounded like some fireworks." It's like, it sounds
Same thing
fireworks.
every time you start. Every time they interview, I thought it was fireworks. Yeah, it probably was. They probably threw some of those poppers on the ground so they could say, "Yeah, I heard something."
You know what? And that could be. You know what?
Their latest drill. Again, you guys,
Yeah.
if you can go back and look at when the Planned Parenthood shooting happened in Colorado, if you want to search the web, it was that same weekend that happened that CNN ran their story about how police all across this nation
Yeah.
do active shooter drills in the public without warning to add to the realism of the situation. And they explain that they do it in schools, they do it in public spaces, movie theaters, malls.
Mhm.
I was like, listen, these are all the mass shootings. Yeah, these are all the locations we hear about mass shootings happen. And they said they just do it unannounced to add to the realism. It's just like,
and people would like to think that crisis actors are some kind of conspiracy theory. No, crisis actors are a real thing. There's a website out there. I think it's called Crisis Cast. And it covers all your bases. It tells you the description of what you just said, how they do this stuff in theaters, everywhere, public places, to add to the realism. So, crisis actors are a real thing. It's not some kind of conspiracy theory. You can go look it up, crisiscast.com. Anybody can look it up, and it'll literally tell you the description. You don't even have to scroll that far. It literally tells you the first page right there what it's all about. So, again, Crisis Cast, again, crisis actors are a real thing. Staging mass shootings, a real thing. And you're gonna have people out there who are probably gonna ask, or probably even in the chat right now, probably even asking, like that one dumb guy that was asking, what does Brown University gonna do with the Brown shooter in Bondi Beach? As you just explained it to him. So
again, if you need a reminder, they put out the driver's license of the son shooter, and he lived on Brown Road. It's like, okay, these are the same things in the news at the same time.
Yeah, exactly. But
and again, the stabbing of Rob Reiner in Brentwood, where OJ stabbed Nicole Brown, and Brown University is where the Heisman Award comes from, and it was the night of the Heisman ceremony, and then the Buffalo Bills, who OJ played for, were staying at the hotel across the street and had a shelter in place. And then the next day, the Bills became 10-4. Like, OJ died on the 10th day of the fourth month. Again, I'm going to keep saying over and over. The Brown University are the Bears. The Browns and the Bears were playing each other, and the Browns lost, and the Bears became 10-4, and Caleb Williams won the Heisman too, and went to USC just like OJ. I mean, how many obvious parallels are there?
And it happened, and the stabbing happened in Los Angeles as well. I mean, you know what's even more mockery? I know I'm getting off topic here, but there was a supposed in light of one of those victims being from Virginia, right? There was a lawmaker from Wyoming, Wyoming lawmaker. Supposedly died. His name's Richard Browning. Richard Browning.
Yeah.
He died at age 73. He died on 73 date numerology. But just think about it. Josh Allen, right? Josh Allen, who went to Wyoming. He plays for the Buffalo Bills. But and just the whole thing with the shelter in place during the Brown University, Richard Browning. I mean, things are jokes, man. But if you want to bring up that post here, just to get into it a little bit more, the 102 piece, it matters. Again, Australia equals 102, 102 weeks. I think it's the other post. Yeah, there it is. 102 weeks. Again, that's not an accident. 102 or 102 months, I should say. 102 months and 11 days. That's not an accident. I mean, that's just more proof right there. I guarantee you this Australia thing was planned way before 2025. Way before 2025. Guarantee you this supposed shooter, it was probably born and bred for the role. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. So, let me see. Do I have anything else in that post? Let me see. Scroll down a little bit more. Not too sure. I was up at 4 a.m. doing that post. Okay. Oh yeah. Here, let me note. Heat in Congregation Park, where that the last stabbing happened at, it has a gematria value of 145.
That rabbi,
Israel.
he put his rabbi title in there too. The first victim they put out for the
his name equals 145 as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, again the name of that, and then David Ben Gurion, Catholic 145, State of Israel 14/5. But yeah, so again, same old shit. All over the shootings has been 74. The numbers I've been seeing a lot is 41, 74, and yeah, I mean, just the same old shit. And then 47, of course. But the other post, remember yesterday I mentioned to you how it came 9,011 days after the expiration date, his birthday?
Mm-hmm.
Here, pull up that post. Pull up that post real quick because it just shows how much ritualism it is. I got to thinking last night, isn't that's a prime number? It's the 1120th prime number. And think about Noah Posner. Remember Noah Posner, one of the victims? But yeah, 9,011 days. Again, that's the 1120th prime. We'll talk about that. A lot of that being a lot like 112. But Noah Posner, born on 1120. Newtown's on the 41st parallel. November 20th leaves 41 days after the year. And there's the 41. That's the name of the shooter. The supposed group, which is funny enough, that's ISIS. They're saying that's an offshoot of ISIS. But that equals 41. 1120 is like 112. Just go down the 112 list. Just if anybody needs a refresher course, I mean, there it is right there. And Adam Lanza, born on the 112th day of the year, Sandy Hook. His name initials are 1 and 12. Yeah, I mean, there's probably more that I'm not looking at, but I mean, those are just
AL 112. AL Adam Lanza 112.
Yeah.
The Alex Jones 112 ritual for his lawsuit.
Oh, his birthday is the 11th of the second month.
Also got sued 112.
Yeah. What about hey, you know what? Bring up the Robbie Parker post again. Isn't that from 5/4, 2013 when he threw out the pitch? Threw out the ball, whatever, the baseball ritual he did like back in 2013. Got to pull that up. That's a classic example right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, there it is. For the Texas Rangers. And think about the Texas Rangers too, right? Just think about it, right? Aren't they owned by the Bushes? Skull and Bones?
Yeah, the Skull and Bones family.
Yeah. And just think about how Skull and Bones. And think about how Skull and Bones this ritual was in Australia, 322 days after was it New South Wales' establishment date? So
yeah.
Makes but yeah, sense. one I mean, just right there. I mean, yeah. This stuff. I mean, you got, I don't know, man. What is it about people? They don't want to get about this. What is it about them? Why? It's like, why do people just shut their mind off? I already know the answer to that question, but it's like, I don't know why people just shut their mind off when they hear something like this, like what we're talking about. Just, man. And just, I mean, Zach, doesn't this shit happen every day? This shit happens every day, right?
Obviously.
This shit happens every day. Don't forget, Newtown also equals 33, going for the shooting going on the 33rd parallel south and 33 days, or the 33rd day of Arturo Sosa's age, and the name of the shooter equating to 33. But
the real problem is just people don't ask questions. Just like after the Sandy Hook shooting happened, they kept putting it in the news that Adam Lanza was 112 pounds. I mean, everyone just said, why does his weight matter? Why is that a detail? Why is there a graphic right now on the screen saying Adam Lanza weighs 112 pounds? Why is that a story?
Exactly. It's just needless details. There's no need to insert.
Not possible. I mean, if you're over 6 feet tall and you're 112 pounds, I mean, you probably can barely even walk.
Didn't they say that his brother supposedly had his ID or whatever?
Right, because there's no picture of the two of them together, and Adam Lanza looks like a bad Photoshop. Yeah. None of this makes sense.
Yeah, I remember them saying that. I remember people were asking that question back in the day. They're like, man, they're even the media was throwing out there, like, talking about that, and people asking. This was back in 2013 when you could still find videos of people questioning Sandy Hook. Now it's obviously more harder to find it, but I remember back in 2013, when I was looking for, because I was looking for answers back then too, because I want to know what the hell was going on, because it's like I was on a journey too to find the answers, because I was like, what the hell's going on here? What's really going on? Because I knew there was something going on. And it pissed me off that I used to get in trouble when I was a kid just for asking questions, So, yeah, they don't want you asking questions. I even got in trouble for questioning 9/11, believe it or not. So, another thing that I wanted to talk about, I'm not trying to get, I'm not trying to be too long on the broadcast, but there's obviously a lot to cover. Obviously, you probably haven't got to any of it yet, but Wembyama's grandma, suppose he died last night, right before the NBA Cup. Yeah, right before the NBA Cup. And I don't know if you looked at it or whatever, but she did die 347 days after his birthday. And I know you've been talking about that because in Hebrew gematria, I know sacrifice equals 347. So
Yeah.
he's 21. He's 21 years old. Spurs equals 21. If you want to add to that, NBA Cup equals 21. He's 21 years old while she's dead. Jesuit 21. He's from France, like the Jesuits.
Saturn too. It's on the Evo Saturnalia, and that's the
yeah. And here's the we are. You know what? And not of it being the Jesuits. Think about Pope Francis. Today he would have been 89 years old. Correct? He would have been 89 because he died.
Mhm.
So would have been 89 years old. And yeah, today's his birthday anniversary. Just think about it. And by the way, his grandma's name equals Society of Jesus 79. But her name also equals 227. I know the Jesuit order's birthday. I believe it's the 227th day of the year. But again, Spurs 21, NBA Cup 21, Jesuit 21. He's from France, like the Jesuits. But I know 347. Is that the 69th prime? 347.
Is what?
The 69th prime?
Is what the 69th prime?
347.
I'm not sure. I'd have to look.
Yeah, I'm not too sure either on that, but or even is it a prime? I'm not too sure.
It is the 69th prime. It is.
Yeah, the Jesuit order 69. Saturn equals 69 and 21. So go figure. Yeah, I mean, just today also has. I mean, they're announcing the death today. Today does have 74 date numerology, killing Jesus. So yeah, and if you want to bring up that that post, I mean, of the the Twitter post, I mean that right there is just, I mean, of these supposed brown victims being identified. I mean, just look at the picture, the Templar cross with the sun on it. I mean, it's just a joke.
It's technically not the same as the Templar cross, but it's exactly how their shields look, as a Templar shield right there.
Right. Oh, there's some similarities to it, and just the sun too, right? The sun rays, that kind of looks. I mean, I know it's not the Jesuit logo, but it looks a lot like the Jesuit sun rays. So
It's just like a Templar cross or a shield, though. That's how their shields
Templar
are.
shield, yeah, the Templar shield. But yeah, and how much you want to? I mean, think about it. Even CNN was talking about this person does not exist. The website where it's basically it's not a real. Every time you reload the page, it comes up with a new photo, which
That
is not
website
real.
still works. This person does not
Yeah, it
exist.
still works. It still works. Yeah, I was looking at
For
it
a while. Yeah, if you guys don't know about this website, check it out. This person does not exist.com. Every time you refresh the page, you get a new AI person. So
that could be one of the victims right there.
This on CNN's front page. Yeah, I thought, oh, how perfect with all their fake news stories.
Yeah, that could be. It's just like
That's the victim right there. Here's the suspect. It's her. Actually, it's her.
Here's one of the victims. Here's this guy, one of the victims. It's like, oh man,
Is this easy? It's this easy to make up a news story.
yeah, and the fact that CNN even had to mock people on that. It's so easy to contrive news stories. It's like that's what you guys are doing every day, contriving news stories.
Mhm.
And stories that don't make any sense. Stories that don't make any sense. Just like the whole Bondi Beach thing doesn't make any sense. There's all kinds of inconsistencies all over it. And like you pulled up yesterday, I showed you the picture yesterday of the one of the women there or whatever. I don't know if that was a cop or not, but pouring blood on the guy.
This website's gotten better. It used to have faces like every 10th one would look super glitchy. You'd be like, okay, now that doesn't look quite right. But I haven't had a mistake yet. They all look like reasonable people.
Yeah, they do. They do, because I remember it used to have all kinds of glitches. Like it would be like an inconsistency with the photo, but yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? Bring up arson. Bring up arson. Bring up that post of arson. I know you have it on your website.
Of arson?
Right there. Right. The Jewish human rights lawyer.
Oh yeah, this guy. Yeah.
Yeah. Pull up the one photo where he's supposed to get face painted on. There you go. There's your for all the sheep out there, all the dumb sheep. There's your validity there that the shooting was real. There it is. I
Yeah.
Yeah, and supposedly they had a picture of this guy in a hospital alongside Benjamin Netanyahu. There was a picture of both of them. Supposedly in the hospital, no kind of gunshot wound anywhere. Supposedly he said he got shot in the head. He supposedly got shot in the head. There's no gunshot wound. Come on,
Hold
man.
on. Oregon mass shooting hero. This was years ago. Hold on. Is this it? Chris
Chris
Mintz?
Mintz? Oh
Well,
man.
supposedly he was shot to pieces, but then when they interviewed him, he was just moving
Yeah.
all around in his bed like he just never felt better. And I was like, wait a minute.
Well,
Something's wrong with this right here. I mean, if he got shot that many times, I don't think he'd be moving around like that.
nah. You know what? Apparently there's been all kinds of video angles, different angles of the supposed shooting in Australia, and there's one where the guy, supposedly the main guy, first they reported he was dead. Now they're saying he's been arrested or whatever, apprehended. And if you watch, there's man, I wish there was a way I can send that video to you. I'll probably email it to you if your email's still the same, right? GematriaEffect.news@gmail.com.
Well, there's no dot in the email address. GematriaEffectNews@gmail.com.
Yeah.
Yeah, this headline right here. Just always calling the 113 in these deception stories.
Talmud. The Talmud. Oh, his initials were even 33. Interesting.
Yeah, CM's 33.
You know what, Chris Mintz? Whenever I think about that, it reminds me of Chris Mintz, the 47 Premier. You know, there's probably something to that I'm not looking at, but yeah.
Yeah, I just remember that because they said he got shot to pieces, but he was just moving around like he never felt better.
In Oregon, right? Oregon's the 33rd state. It's only the only state that equals 74.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. I mean, there's arson there taking the piss out of you guys. I mean, just having a good old laugh. But yeah, this morning he was on because I was watching Sky News and he was on there with Benjamin Netanyahu having a good laugh. So yeah,
the guy who survived October 7th too.
Yeah.
No,
What
shooting here in Australia. So
what tripped me out is this shirt. If you look it up, if you look up like another angle of him, he was wearing a United States Marine shirt. I'm like, what is this guy doing? Did they fly this guy out there to Australia? Because why is he wearing a U.S. Marine shirt? I thought he was Jewish, and supposedly he's from Israel. So it's like, what is he doing in Australia wearing a United States Marine shirt? So yeah, if I encourage everybody to watch that presentation he did. It's like an hour-long presentation, but very interesting stuff said in there. And it's about how not well, I don't know if you watched it yet, but it's an interesting presentation, I'll say the least. But yeah, and then at the bottom of that you have the supposed hero.
What's the presentation
about? He's basically talking. Well, what I caught about, all you have to do is watch from 14 minutes on. You don't have to watch the whole thing, but just watch 14 minutes on.
For people who haven't seen it and maybe aren't going to watch it, what's it about?
This guy right here, Arson, right? He's giving a presentation how we need to be pro-Israel. Pro-Israel, how you know there's anti-Semitic comments everywhere. Like he's talking about how there needs to be, well, obviously there needs to be more like, you know, people, you know, rallying for the Jews, right? But how you can't be boring and how, you know, pretty much how to put on an act like this. Pretty much what he's doing, you know, put on an act. Pretty much how to put on an act like that, like social media marketing. Pretty much is what he was talking about, and no doubt about it, he was marketing this shooting. But yeah, I didn't really watch the full thing. I watched like 14 minutes onward of it. Didn't really watch the whole thing, but yeah, I mean, I just encourage people to look at it, check it out, and you just gotta laugh at when they posted it. They posted on the anniversary of the Port Arthur massacre, April 28, 2018.
Yeah, that's so nice.
And as they're comparing both of the shootings together, so, and that had a lot to do with 35. Per Wikipedia, the supposed killer was sentenced to 35 prison sentences or whatever, what I read. And he killed supposedly 35 people, and now you get this shooting on the date with 35 numerology. I mean,
I imagine that's why he got to be prison. It's probably one for each person.
Probably, yeah. But yeah, I mean 30. I mean, again, they're doing number rituals. I mean, I don't know what's so hard to comprehend. Letters equal numbers, numbers equal words. I mean, what's so hard to comprehend?
Well, and then everyone asks why, and then again, because of these secret societies that are based in Kabbalah, where it all comes from, and then if you're still asking why, again, you could ask. See, that's what I hate about people that they won't question their government or their authority, but they'll question us endlessly. It's like, well, look at all the shit you do in your own life. Do you ask why? Why is a
Yeah.
Christmas tree in your house right now? Why are you going to church and eating somebody's body and drinking their blood and not question?
Right.
That's what's annoying about these people. They'll question, but they're trained to not question authority. You see how their minds work. It's like, oh, so your mind can question, you just won't question authority because you've been trained to not do that.
Yeah, they've been trained to be a useful idiot, a useful dummy for the cabal, and you see how the cabal, they the cabal right now, they're laughing their asses off right now. I guarantee you right now. Don't put it past them. They're laughing their fucking asses off right now. They're probably like, man, look at these sorry motherfuckers. They can't even, man, we can just shovel shit right in their fucking face and they're not even going to question it. What a bunch of fucking idiots. And you know what? They're not wrong. They're not wrong. Just like the Jews, they're not wrong when they call people dumb goy. That's what they are. Dumb goy who can't see propaganda for what it is. This piece of shit right here, painting his face, laughing, mocking the shit out of you. I mean, it is pathetic, man. 2025 information age. Everybody has a smartphone. Everybody has a computer. Everybody, when I say everybody, everybody does. Doesn't matter what part of the world you're in, but I mean, yeah, everybody has a smartphone. Everybody has technology, some type of technology where they can look stuff up. So they Google search away. People don't even want to do that. So,
well, everybody definitely has access to computers in the States. I mean, you get a free library card and can use a computer. So
yeah, I mean, anybody can access the web and look things up. I mean, and it doesn't even take that long. It honestly doesn't take that long. I mean, all you got to do is just do some quick Google searching and also know what you're looking at too. You know, there's a lot of people who get taken by frauds as well on there. There's a lot of them out there now. So yeah, just be aware of what you're watching, but also, question things too.
All right, Rich, I'm gonna let a few more people get in, man. Appreciate it.
All right, thank you.
All right. We got Roselle. What's up, Roselle? Roselle, can you hear me? Maybe he can't hear me.
I can't hear you. If you said so.
Why's that happen so much?
I checked. Can't hear you. All right. I'll just say what I have to say real quick. It's I think I was led to your channel by looking into coincidence, and just recently I was leaving some comments because there was something that preceded all the events that happened this past weekend, and I kind of knew that this weekend was going to be filled with a lot of things to keep an eye on. So just to get to it, the Game Awards, I'm not sure if you're aware of that, but it happened on December 11th, the Video Game Awards. And I knew that a game called Expedition 33 was going to win Game of the Year. And what's wild about that is that it's a game made by a French studio that is largely independent and brand new. And they swept the Game Awards. Like, they won 12 awards, I believe. And it was like the most historic sweep of all time. And I knew that something would follow that, because it was going up against games that are way more known and way more popular, and it still won all these categories. And long story short, I think it was not even an hour. I screenshotted it. I think an hour after it won the final game category for Game of the Year, it was an hour after that when we had the Washington floods. And I seen that it was a report, and it was saying 33 people were rescued, I believe. Something like that. And I can't hear you, by the way, so I'm just like getting this ramble through. But long story short, 33 people were rescued, was being reported from that that flood situation. So then you have that. So then I knew that something even crazier was going to come, because 3 days after December 11th, you have the 14th, and that's when Rob Rainier is killed. So that's 3 to 11. And then also, I'm not sure, I might be wrong on this, but the Disclosure film, I think the poster of that Steven Spielberg's new film was posted also on the 14th. I'm pretty sure. If I'm making that up, though, it is pretty interesting. The information age, as a lot of people claim we're in today, is to be followed by disclosure. But yeah, I don't really have much more information than that. I just thought it was an interesting, thing to kind of look into.
Can I ask?
Appreciate your time. I can't hear you, so I'm just gonna jump back into watching the live. But appreciate your time.
Shoot. I guess I gotta look up what the game's about, but yeah, big old 33 wins the game of the year. I didn't even know they had a video game awards like that. I guess it makes sense. I think video games have become the biggest industry in the world. So why not? If they're gonna have awards for movies, why not for video games? It's weird, this glitch where some people can't hear me. I don't know what's up with that. Saved by Man? Can Saved by Man hear me? Maybe they can't hear me either. Interesting. They might not know that I'm talking to them. Well, they're out of here too. I don't know what's up with that. We don't have anybody else in the back right now. I'm going to drop the link real quick. I need to go grab a drink of water. I'll be back in 30 seconds. If you guys want to hop on, I was planning to do this until I got to go get my daughter in a little more than an hour and a half. So I was hoping we'd have callers from here to then. You guys can call in about anything. You can ask me questions. If you're new here, you got questions, now's a good time. I'm doing my work in the background and multitasking with this stream. But yeah, I'll be back here in 30 seconds. If you guys want to join, it is the link. It should be the top pinned comment, and I just posted it 2 times. All right, got War and Peace and then Script on Bill's back. War and Peace. Hopefully you can hear me. You got to unmute your mic.
Hey, Zach, can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay, what's up, man? I actually wanted to touch a few bases on what the last caller was talking about with Steven Spielberg's upcoming movie Disclosure Day. I think the trailer just dropped yesterday. I was checking it out, and it's crazy because a lot of Steven Spielberg movies, they tend to have hidden symbolism within the movies, like with the Knights Templar and thing like that, especially with
He likes to
aliens.
say 201 in his movie too all the time.
Okay, yeah.
I see. So the day after that movie comes out is the day leaving. 201 days left in the year, so it'll be part of that weekend. I bet there'll be a 201 in this movie. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's crazy because when I was watching the trailer, man, it's like literally within the first 5 seconds there's a deer symbolism. I don't know if you ever seen Leave the World Behind.
I knew you were gonna bring that up. Yeah, the weird deer scene. Like, what is it about? Deer in the headlights. It is a really weird part of the movie. It's like,
and that's exactly what's in this trailer too. So I was like, what are they trying to say with that? And it's crazy because like the whole alien conversation has really started to gain momentum within the last 5 years. And it's like just watching the trailer on this one, man, it really seems like they're trying to merge spirituality, religion with aliens, because like even in the whole alien community, what they're talking about now is the Nephilim, the fallen angels, the Book of Enoch, things like that. So what do you think? Like, have you ever like looked into this? Like, what's your thoughts on this whole alien thing, like merging it with religion and especially like cover-ups, government conspiracies? What's your thoughts on all that?
Well, I mean, the parallels between, spiritual beliefs, people come from another world and aliens is pretty surface level to understand. And I've been pointing out that I think they're building up to the year 2041 for a major alien narrative for this world. And the reason I think it's 2041 is right here. All the alien stuff started in 1947. Again, the first sighting up in Seattle on the 47th parallel. And then it went from there to New Mexico, the 47th state, and realized two of those major tech people in Seattle, Bill Gates and Jeff Bezos, who are funny looking people. They both started their companies in New
That is
Mexico,
true.
the 47th state, moved them up to the 47th parallel where the Space Needle is for the first UFO sighting. And remember, Seattle, Washington equals 94. Jeff Bezos equals 94. 94 was the year that Bill Gates became a superstar. And remember, him and Melinda got married 94 days before Kurt Cobain died. And Seattle, Washington equals 94. And there's 1,094 rituals in Seattle. But from 1947 to 2041 is 94 years. So that's why I think they got a major plan with the whole alien thing in the year 2041. That's my theory.
Did you ever hear that Reagan speech that he made? I think it was to the United Nations about one thing that would bring the world closer together to a new world order is like an alien invasion or something along those lines.
Yeah, I think that was in 1984.
Oh, wow. That's crazy.
I know at the 1984 Olympics in Los Angeles, actually that was 1987 that Reagan said that, but it's 1984 at the Olympics in LA. That's where they had the alien thing, if you don't know about that.
Oh, wow. That's crazy. I did not know that. Damn. So Zach, let me ask you, man, do you think, like, I know you focus on the Jesuits a lot. Do you think the Jesuits are being controlled by something even higher than them, something from like whether it's interdimensional or whatever?
Yeah, I do. Or, I mean, it's just, this idea of what Satan is, whatever that is.
Right. Yeah, I mean, hey, that's why they say, what is it? The reality is stranger than fiction, or I'm butchering the line, but yeah. But yeah, man, Zach, I just wanted to see what your thoughts
That is the
on
line.
that was.
Yeah.
Oh, is it?
Reality
Okay.
is stranger than fiction. That is the
Okay.
line.
Yeah, because it really does seem like it, man. It's like, what is the nature of reality? What is this world we live in? What is the purpose of life? I guess all these questions are life's biggest mystery. So, but yeah, all right, Zach, man. Good to hear from you, man, and appreciate your work.
All right. Appreciate it, Warren. Peace.
Yes, sir.
Now, Script Unveiled is next in line, but Script, I'm going to let two people go. If more people call in after them, I'm only going to let two go before you just because they haven't called in yet. And then we'll let Script go again. What's up, Eloy?
Hey, what's up, Zach? Can you hear me?
Yeah, what's up, man?
Hey, so no, one of the topics I kind of wanted to talk about was like how they're they kind of been slowly working on this, but like just the desensitization of the murder or murder scenes of children. I'm sure you've kind of really seen that firsthand on. But and what I mean by that, like in the news show, Welcome to Derry, they but they show how the kids get murdered, and in Hollywood they never.
Yeah, for people who haven't seen the new It Show, I mean, there's a lot of kids that get murdered in there, and like I said, even the last scene, it's like it alludes to the fact that he just ate a child with its little arm there. It's just, it is.
Yeah, and like I'm sure. I mean, you're a lot older than me, so like you can kind of see how the statistics of how they kind of started leaning towards showing those type of scenes, because that was kind of almost like forsaken and forbidden in Hollywood. They always try to like make it to where the kids got saved or always kept the kids out of harm, but it's like now they're really emphasizing, and even on the Terrifier 3, the newest one with Matt Damien's creation or whatever, but he really, kind of brought that into the world of, it being okay for kids to get murdered and for those scenes to be shown on television. So I just thought that was
started the trend. What was it that started the trend?
Matt Damien, his films with the Terrifier.
I don't know what that is. So it's not the same person as Matt Damon, but similar name.
Oh, Matt Damien, or what? I don't know how to say his name, but it's the creator of Terrifier, the clown art. I don't know how to say his. I think it's Matt Damien, or not Matt Damien. I'm saying his name wrong. I'm so sorry. I think it's something oh my gosh, I don't remember because I don't really care for the guy, but I know I'm probably butchering his name, but
All right. Well,
something.
Terrifier, I never heard of Terrifier before, so I'm looking up what this is. Came
So
2016.
yeah, and it's the art clown, and literally all that film, Zach. So that film,
Damien Leone.
yeah,
Looks like
Damien Leone. I'm sorry, I butchered his name. Yeah, I butchered his name. But Damien Leone, he's the creator of the art Terrifier. But basically, his films are basically like they would call that what gore porn almost, because it really shows and emphasizes the murder scenes that happen in movies. And I don't recommend watching any of his movies at all because those shows are actually really sick to the stomach.
they put him out on the Ides of March in the U.S. Part 1 and Part 2 came out on the Ides of March, 74th day of the year, like killing. And that's the reflection of 47. Horror's 47. Okay. Are you there? Did we lose him? We lost him. Oh, he came back. Wait. Oh. I was talking to you, right, Eloy? You were break time.
Yeah, my bad. For some reason, this thing, my app closed. So can you hear me now?
Yeah.
No. So I was just kind of talking about how like these, Damien Leone, he kind of his films, they emphasize on murder scenes, and it's basically like gore porn. Like people who really like the aspects or scenes of people getting murdered, they would watch his films. But he kind of why I brought him in is because if you think about it, he kind of was like the start of showing these brutal scenes with children, and then for this show to come out right after, which is
Also
Welcome to
about a
Derry.
clown. Also
Yeah, also about a clown who are basically just brutally killing kids. And my whole point is like they've never been this like eager to show these type of scenes with children. It's always been kind of like how would you say censored?
Yeah.
But like they're just not caring anymore is what I'm saying, So I thought that was crazy and stuff. But other than that, I'm at work right now, so I'm gonna try to head out of here and stuff. But I just thought I'd give you a little bit of my perspective, my perception on that, because I feel like they're really starting to not care anymore as far as showing, little kid scenes, death scenes,
Sure.
So, all right. Well, I'll let you guys go, and I'll probably call in later about something truth seeker related.
All right. Appreciate it.
All right, Zach.
All right, see you. All right. Phil, and then script unveiled. What's up, Phil?
What's up, Zach? How are you doing?
Doing well, thank you.
I just wanted to let you know, obviously good work on everything. Thank you. I follow in the background. I don't really have anything to contribute sports related, but I'm in law school right now, and it's so funny that just the amount of people that are in there that come from Jesuit schools, it's like, considering there's such a small amount of them, it's only like 27 universities. But there's a lot. It does seem to be disproportionate, them and some other folks, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, you go to those schools or Ivy League schools that put you up on the pecking order. That's for sure.
And there's only 200 law schools, if you think about it, Zach. So it's not that hard. They're small classes. There's only like 400 people in the class or something like that. It's not that hard to spread that out across America, and that's the justice system right there. So
yeah.
But thank you, Zach. All right, that's all I had. All right,
Appreciate
bye.
it. Yeah. So I think that's probably maybe the biggest mistake I made in life, because my game plan was to go to law school once I finished my undergrad. I swear to God, if 9/11 not happened, I just would have went on with business as planned. But I just lost faith in the world, and sometimes I wish I had got my law degree, because it's like nobody wants to step up to the plate and sue the shit out of Google. Only Trump can get a lawsuit. Bullshit. I feel like these platforms should all be sued out of existence. Everyone's like starting to ban social media. Is it bad? It just needs to be sued out of existence. It's controlling speech. Again, all of us deserve payments. I mean, what YouTube did to me when they deleted me the first time, I'd been up for 5 years, and then I just get deleted right before my new book comes out that I've been working my ass off on. That felt really deliberate too, because I told people, hey, I'm putting the final touches on it, and then the whole platform was gone, and it was the only thing I had to market my book through, and then I didn't have anything to market my book through. If you guys were here back then, I couldn't even keep a channel up for 2 weeks. Just get deleted every week. Deleted again. One video, the whole channel's deleted off their first video upload. It's like, what in the hell? This is stupid. Anyway, let's get Script back in here, and then we got Light Sends You. What's up, Script?
Hey Zach, I'm back.
Yeah, what's up, man?
First of all, I'd like to say it's actually crazy how they deleted 25 of your channels. Like, I've never heard that happen to anyone else, ever.
Well, we don't know everybody out there. I'm sure it's my real deal of attention, but yeah, it's been awfully bad over here. And now I finally got to keep this channel up for a long time, but no channel has ever done this horribly with views. It's like I can't get any views on this channel. So
Yeah, it's crazy. And what's funny is you did that World Cup video a couple days back or a week back, and some guy was like, "You shouldn't be doing this for free," and you replied, "Don't worry, this gets no views."
yeah, which is true. I think the video didn't even get 1,000 views.
I'd like to share a personal story, if that's all right with you,
Sure.
because well, I don't know, maybe I'm delusional, but I think it's just the Jesuits and all these numbers. It's written almost like in our lives. In my life, I think it's very apparent. For example, the number 201, right? I don't know if you've ever felt that.
Well, after I went across the nation city to city teaching about 201 and these Jesuits, now they're so infatuated with that number. That trip got cut about a week short. I had to come back early because sweet lady she just started her job, and then they relocated her 50 miles away on day one. And then she didn't want to drive all the way out there. So she wanted me to come home and help her get back and forth from work. And she decided she wanted to move closer to where she's working. And we live in a little town now. There were only 2 homes for sale in the whole town. And one she didn't like at all. And then the other one was address 201. So now we live at address 201. So it's not the only 201 story I have, but it is a weird one. So
Yeah, it is very weird. It's like we're almost playing out these roles without even realizing. Okay, so this one, my grandmother, my dad's mother, I was very close to her growing up. She basically raised me by herself because my parents would be working. She died in 2017 of a heart attack. That heart attack is very, Maradona, and then like years later, it would all like sync together. So basically, my grandmother, she died 201 days. Am I too loud?
no, you're not too loud.
She basically died 201 days after my father's birthday. He was born August 3rd, Tom Brady. She died 201 days after his birthday, right? And in Gematria, both her name, her full name, and my dad's name sum to 201, right? That was 2017. I was about, 14, 15 years old? And then years later, we would move. So we moved to a house on Staten Island in New York, the outskirts of New York, And my dad threw a party at our house on October 23rd in 2022. Like randomly, he didn't even know. He's just like, October 23rd. I think it was a Friday or something. All his friends came over. And then immediately I was like, yo, that's Ignatius of Loyola's birthday. 201. The Jesuit founder. His name 201. His mother died 201 days after his birthday. And then, I started going through like some kind of, I don't know, emotions or going crazy like in the movie, the number 23. You've seen that movie, right?
Yeah, with Jim Carrey.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of other movies. The number 23, Knowing, as well, with Coppola, Nicholas Coppola.
Yeah, his actual name, right?
But what do you think about that 201 with my grandmother, who was basically like my second mother, and then her dying 201 days after her son's birthday, and everything just lining up with the 201s?
Yeah, there's definitely organic side to the code. I mean, that's why both of my books, the last chapter is about how there's an organic side, and that's my theory of where this whole study even came from. Somebody must have observed, or some group of people must have observed these numerical patterns, and that's where the belief system came from. And And also, obviously, we see, some people say, well, since this organic stuff happens in our life, how do we know it's not all organic? It's like, come on, you guys, look at how contrived the news is. Here, let me just remind you. Does this look organic to you? Again, it's using this knowledge that's believed to be the fingerprints of God to play God. So that's why you have to be able to discern.
Exactly. Wasn't that guy, didn't he like survive October 7 or
Yeah.
something? Like,
Yeah.
what are the odds?
Wells, the Mormon missionary who survived 3 major terrorist attacks in the news.
How's that even possible? What is he doing all the way there now, right?
Right. How many missionaries
Jesus.
are going on missions like in all these different parts of the world? Where was he? He was in Boston on a mission, France on a mission, and Brussels. I mean, come on, man, stop. Most Mormons go on one big mission for a year or two, and then they get on with their life.
Yeah. That reminds me of this movie that I watched recently with, it's called Heretic.
Heretic.
Yeah. Have you seen it?
It's funny because I did see it, and I like when he gets to the 47 part with the Monopoly. I'm sure that stood out to you, but it's funny because when I watched that, I was like, I've never seen girl Mormon missionaries. It's even real. And then it was shortly after I watched that movie, I had some girl Mormon missionaries come to my door, and I
What the
talked to
hell?
them a while. They'd seen the movie. They're like, yeah, it's kind of creepy. So, yeah. So, well, I guess it confirms my question if there's even such a thing as female Mormon missionary. That's a newer thing. I know back in the day, I never heard of any Mormon missionaries that were girls. So,
yeah, I think, that was a crazy movie, man. Like,
damn.
damn.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, weird ending. I wasn't anticipating it was going to go all the way there at the ending. So,
Yeah, it was kind of like twisted as well,
Mm-hmm.
I felt like it was building up to something, and then it just completely went crazy.
Yeah.
And it was the library scene. It was almost akin to a Freemasonic temple, wasn't it?
That's an interesting point. Yeah, sure.
That's what I saw. It was like the 2 doors, symbolizing the temples, and then she chose like which door, and it was a trap.
Mm-hmm.
And then the
either way, it was a
butterfly.
trap. Either door you took was going to be a trap.
Yeah, that was damn. That movie kind of messed me up a little bit when you think about it.
I liked them. I didn't like the end though. I thought it went too far, but I did like the movie. I would say up until they get down in the basement dungeon, and I was like, okay, I guess that's just what they got to do to get people to watch a movie these days. I bet a lot of people say, oh, I didn't like the movie until we got to the end. So,
yeah. I'd like to share one more story, if that's all right with you.
Okay, by the way, the other thing I gotta say about that movie is I feel like that character. What's that guy's name? What's that actor's name who plays that guy?
I don't know.
4 Weddings and a Funeral guy. He used to be a big movie
Hugh
star.
Grant.
Hugh Grant. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think part of the reason they did the end is to make it look like people who think like him are bad, evil people. Up until the end, I mean, I guess he's being dishonest with the girls, but all the questions he's posing and stuff, I think that's correct, and that's what everybody needs to think about.
Yeah.
So, anyway.
And the girl lead, she's actually been pushed quite a lot these past couple of years. Sophie Thatcher. And I think she was born into the Mormon religion, apparently. But her middle name is Bathsheba or something like that. I don't know what that means. But yeah.
Okay.
So Zach, this story it's actually crazy, and it sends chills down my spine to this day. And I think, I don't know, but let me tell you, and then you tell me what you think, okay?
I'm listening.
Okay, so December 8th, 2022. I had this dream, right? And I found myself standing in between 2 of my family's houses. My family's from Uzbekistan, by the way, in Central Asia.
Sure.
I found myself standing in between those 2 houses. They're separated by about 500 feet. It was nighttime, like about 3 in the morning in the dream. And then all of a sudden, I see my grandfather to my right. And I look around and I see this girl dressed all in white, and she's holding a baby in her arms, and she's running away, almost like running away from my grandfather. All of a sudden, my grandpa lifts up his hand, and then he has a pistol in his hand, and he's pointing it at the girl and the baby. And then I felt in the moment, I swear, this is like the realest dream I've ever had in my life. I felt that baby was mine.
Hmm.
You know, I was 20 years old at the time. I don't have a baby. I felt like the baby was mine, and like I was meant to protect it. You know, and he was gonna shoot the girl and hurt my baby in the dream. And then all of a sudden, I found a dagger in my hand, and I ran up to my grandfather and I stabbed him in the heart.
Huh.
And you know, he just looked at me. He didn't say nothing. He looked into my eyes with those like blue eyes, and he was like, he didn't say nothing without words, but he was like, how could you do this to me? You know, as if I betrayed him, some kind of grand betrayal. And then in the dream, I chopped up his body and I let it down a river. And then I slept. And then I woke up. It was still the dream, and everyone was asking, where's Grandpa? And then all of a sudden, I remembered I'd killed him the night before to protect the baby. I woke up. I'm like, what in the world? This is a crazy dream. 3 days later, Zach, in real life, my grandfather died.
Huh.
He just passed away.
Yeah, that is strange. That is strange.
That was crazy. And you know what else is crazy?
What you're saying, so that reminds me of being a child, because I don't really dream anymore. I might
Really?
remember a dream once every 3 years now.
Damn.
But when I was a child, I would dream things, and then they would manifest in reality within a short proximity. That would happen to me all the time, and I think, what is it about dreaming? And for people who say, well, why don't you dream anymore? I think it's from smoking weed. I haven't smoked weed for a long time, but smoking weed can change your brain chemistry. And
Damn.
yeah, I just, I used to smoke a lot of weed from the time I was a teenager until I stopped smoking weed about a year and a half ago. But ever since I started smoking weed, I've hardly dreamed. So, and even though I've stopped now, my dreams still haven't come back. But anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, maybe because you're a busy man, you got obligations and everything. Maybe you just forget your dreams as soon as you wake up.
I know, because I would have a lot of nightmares when I was a child that would wake me up too.
Mhm.
I used to always have the same dream that I was being strangled, and I'd always wake up from that, and it felt so real. It felt like I was really being choked to death.
Damn.
So, but no, that doesn't happen to me anymore. It used to happen to me a lot when I was younger.
That's crazy. It's the total opposite for me, man. I have dreams like movies every night. Not every night. I'd say 3-4 times a week. So basically, right? That's crazy. I killed him in the dream to save the baby.
See, for me, if I was having a dream like that, I would wake up when that's happening. It wouldn't go through. Anytime anything nasty or bad happened in a dream, I would just wake up instantly. That's always how I was when I dreamed.
You know what it was, Zach? It was almost biblical, the dream. And for context, I was born into a Muslim family, right? Basically, I killed my grandpa. He died 3 days later. 74 weeks after he died exactly, my mother gave birth for the first time in 20 years.
Yeah, that's weird.
She gave birth to a baby boy, and we named him Muhammad.
Huh.
He was born exactly 74 weeks after my grandfather's death.
Huh.
And he looks like my grandpa, bro. Like he has that, like circular head shape, those blue eyes. It's crazy. And we named him Muhammad, of course. I don't know why, but Muhammad sums to 74. He's born 74
name,
weeks.
Common name, yeah. Definitely
74 weeks after Grandpa passed away. And this next part, Zach, ever since my little brother was born, it's been what? He was born May 12th, 2024. Year and a half, right? How many days would that be? Like 600 days? I've had the same dream, not the same dream. I've had this dream of one specific person from my past, an old friend, who was also named Muhammad. And in the dream, this Muhammad is always saving me. I'm getting into trouble, mischief, getting into like sword fights, gun fights in the middle of a shootout or whatever. And this Muhammad character, who we used to be friends, not anymore, but he always saves me. I've dreamt of my old friend Muhammad about 400, 500 times in the last 600 days. And then, this all happens after my little brother Muhammad is born. I'm like, what? That's actually very surreal, almost.
Yeah.
And it's like,
Dreaming is my wife is always having just the strangest dreams and always explains to me, and I don't know what to make of it. I'm like, I don't know why. It sounds crazy. So yeah, dreaming is a very interesting thing.
yeah.
I almost miss dreaming though. Dreaming can be fun, but my wife always says, "I bet you dream and you just don't remember it." And I say, "I don't know. I always felt like I remembered my dreams at least a little bit when I wake up in the morning." So
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy how you don't dream.
yeah, well, these days I hardly even sleep, so it's also part of the
Yeah.
problem. But we got a few more people on the back script. Very interesting conversation though, so appreciate the call.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Thank you for having me.
Have a good
Cheers.
day. Enjoy
You
that
too.
little breath.
Thank you,
Yeah,
man.
fun. All right, take care, man.
You too. Take care.
Yeah, my daughter. I wish I would have had children earlier. I regret that I didn't start earlier because I'm kind of a grandpa dad. But my little girl, man, she's a lot of fun. She's always smiling and laughing, and she wants the music on so she can dance. I think it's Light Senju, Gematria 32, Happy Meal, and then maybe Eloy's back. What's up, Light Senju?
Hey, what's going on, Zach? How you doing, man? You can hear me?
Yeah, you're good.
Oh, okay, good. I just wanted to talk about like you a few callers ago. It was a guy talking about the gaming awards, and and I guess have you ever done any like decodes on any like franchises of games or anything like that?
Man, there's a few things we pointed out about video games over the years. There's been a few. I remember when Cootie started, there were people from the Resident Evil series dying, and the Resident Evil logo looked like the same logo with that lab in Wuhan. I remember talking about some stuff like that. But
I was just actually going to talk about like Resident Evil because like that's like when I looked at that the Umbrella Corp in the name of in that game, they're called the Umbrella Corp, and they're like the big protagonist or antagonist of the game, and they like the evil group. They like make viruses and then they put it on. They test it on people and then they release it out into the public, and that's literally how the zombie apocalypse in that game started. So
yeah, I think I
uh-huh.
might even wrote about this a little bit in my book, Number Games. I forget if I covered the Resident Evil, but there was a lot of interesting things about Resident Evil and what happened. Umbrella corporations like Wuhan coronavirus, and so.
Wow, that's actually dope. Yeah, because the insignia looks like the Knights of Templar.
It does. That's a Templar cross right there.
Right. And then one of the games, like you have to grab one of the games that you have to grab files in the game, and it's 56 files in total you have to grab. And
56, yeah. Where do you think they got that number from?
Right. And I believe the first game, it released on March 22nd, 1996, if I'm not mistaken. So
322.
Right.
Was that on PlayStation?
It was on PlayStation.
Yeah, I had this friend. He had the PlayStation in the neighborhood. I remember he was obsessed with that game. It was kind of creepy. The music and stuff. It kind of give you. It was like watching a scary movie. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it has that eerie vibes, and I mean, and then like the symbolism in that game is kind of like so crazy, especially like if you're a truth seeker, like playing a game like this, because it's like that's literally what goes on in real life. You know, you're dealing with like not literal zombies, but like they're kind of like the people that don't know what's going on. They're like the zombies of the world, you know?
Right.
Like they're all attacking the people that are living, the ones that are conscious of what's going on, and they're the ones attacking all. You know, they never attack each other, but they'll go after the people that are aware of what's going on, the living. You know,
right.
So it's kind of like Resident Evil, evil in your residence. You know, that's literally what we're dealing with in real life. So I always thought like, this game is so much symbolism in this game, you know?
Yeah.
So, and I also, you was talking about with the dream, and I know I've seen that you were just talking about the dreams thing as well. You should try Haritaki powder. I don't know if you ever heard of that.
Haritaki powder.
Yeah, Haritaki. It's Haritaki, and it's a real good, like a natural supplement that you could take, and it helps with your it helps activate your dreaming. Like it helps with that with like people that smoke before a lot, that helps like with the receptors with your in your brain, and helps with your pineal gland, and helps for you to dream better. So that's one of the supplements that I was told, and that it kind of helps me as well as far as for dreaming. So you should definitely try it out. It's organic. It's not, no no bullshit. This is pretty good. So also Blue Lotus. I don't know if you ever heard of that Blue Lotus flower. That's another good one to help. Like it's very yeah, that's it. So it's very good to help. Some people brew it in tea. There's some people who actually who smoke Blue Lotus, and it has the same effects, as far as helping with your dreams. So if you ever want to look into that, you should definitely try that for sure.
I will check that out. I do miss dreaming, but on one hand, it's probably better I don't dream, because most of my dreams tend to be nightmares. And that one I was talking about where I feel like somebody's strangling me, that one is a pretty common dream I would have. I'd wake up thinking I was getting choked to death. But
wow.
I will look into that though, because there is something normal about dreaming, and I'm kind of abnormal in the sense that it almost never happens, or at least almost every day I can't recall anything. So.
I mean, yeah, I feel like dreaming is a major component that, and I mean, like I said, I feel like there's a reason why they spray the skies up with all these, all these chemicals and barium and aluminum and all the stuff that they put in the sky is literally probably, stopping us from dreaming, with all of these chemicals affecting our pineal gland. So I mean, I feel like, in order, once when you're sleeping, your actual spirit is going elsewhere, to view things and see things. Like, I mean, I really believe in that. When you're sleeping, your body, your actual, spirit goes somewhere else, and goes on an adventure, seeing new things and learning new things, because there's been times I've dreamt about, having superpowers and all kind of crazy stuff. I mean, I would think, dang, like it feels so real, but I really think that's actually, this is something to it, and they say things like about, I don't know if you know about like the Akashic records and things like that you go to when you're dreaming and things like that. But I don't know, like I said, I feel like that's one of the things that they do to suppress us is, spray us and, suppress our dreams. So that's why I really think that
it could be that we're being tampered with in all kinds of ways. So.
Oh yeah, 100%. So yeah, man, that's all I want to say, man. I appreciate you for always, spreading this knowledge, and salute to you, man.
Thank you, Light Sends You. Appreciate your call.
No doubt, man.
Yeah, take care. All right, new things to try out. Gematria32, Happy Meal, and then maybe Eloy if he's back. What's up, Gematria32?
Yeah, the kid that asked, are they tapping into something else? He should go watch The Exorcist again, because they show right there that to make that film, they recruited a Jesuit priest from Georgetown, so they're definitely tapping into, they call it the dua, you understand?
Sure. Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, you remember The Exorcist, the whole thing with the Jesuit priest?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, those movies are set on the Georgetown campus.
Yeah, they was tapping into ancient African spirituality, specifically the Dogon tribe, who had 50,000 year advanced knowledge of the stars, So yeah, it's pretty deep. So if you want to know if the Jesuits are tapping into something else, well, go watch The Exorcist. They show you everything, Yeah, and about the what was that, Resident Evil, the movie, remember that's when I think we found out that a military personnel file was called a 201 file. Remember?
Correct.
Yeah. But I wanted to comment on the Welcome to Derby. They in the movie, in the show, I seen the series. In the series, they show that the kid, he explains how it needs a heightened sense of fear, so to boost the adrenaline to feed on your chromosome.
Yeah.
What he's explaining there, right?
Yeah, the adrenochrome thing. Yeah.
I didn't want to say it. Yeah, they explaining the chrome.
Yeah.
So in your face, the child is explaining it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So how you missed that one? That was like the second episode, right? So,
well, and the fictional town's called Derry, which reminds you of milk, right? And I think about how when I was growing up, I think everybody knows this, they used to put missing children on milk cartons.
What is it?
Huh?
What's the name of that album? Magic, Sex, and
the Red Hot Chili Peppers album.
Yeah.
Blood, Sex, Sugar, Magic.
Yeah, these people, man, you know what they do. Yeah, but I wanted to point out that Welcome to Derby, like they explained it right there about the heightened sense of fear, and so and
Yeah. Yeah.
and there's also a Bible verse. What is it? Usually as a canon, they end a lot of their thesis with the fear of God is I forget right now so much. In the fear of God, it was something. It's a real common scripture, but yeah, I'll let somebody else get on. Great show, Zach.
All right. Appreciate it. Thank you. We got Happy Meal. We'll go to Eloy, and then we got Jin. What's up, Happy Meal?
McDonald's presents double feature.
Oh, come on, man. That's it? Control. You just wait there to play the. Come on, man. What's wrong with people? What's up, Eloy?
Hey Zach. So I was gonna say, so this stream might as well just be called the sleep stream. But one of the things I kind of wanted to bring up was I'm sure you noticed in the Stephen King films, well, the latest ones that he's been coming out with, a lot of it has to do with astral projection, right? Basically, the spirit leaving the body in states of unconsciousness, which is sleep. But I also thought it was so crazy that that's kind of one of Stephen King's huge themes. What was the last movie that he came out with, which also had to do with the sacrificial and blood and eating of children, which was what, Dr. Sleep, right?
I didn't see that one. Okay.
So Dr. Sleep is another film by Stephen King, kind of emphasizes, it has to do with a lot of like astral projection, and basically the whole film is basically these demons that are, they're spirits or bad spirits, and they're basically attacking people via dreams, and that's how she's pretty much got her powers, by being able to access their dreams and leave their bodies and basically astral project is what the whole film is about. And in Derry, Welcome to Derry, it's basically the same thing, because do you remember in episode 4 when he's interrogating the native guy, he astral projects and gets into that guy's mind? Do you remember that scene?
Well,
and he ends up,
that's what that guy's special ability is. I think his name is
he's a psychic.
Yeah,
he was a psychic.
Right.
And that whole scene was him astral projecting, getting into the guy's mind and finding out where those pillars are. Well, I thought it was crazy that you guys were kind of talking about that, because I mean, I wanted to get your answer on astral projection and that,
Well,
field.
for people don't know, he goes by Montegraph. He has a few other channels. He has one called The Umbrella Man, and if you go to his Umbrella Man, it's creepy, and he got rid of most of the videos on there, but he made a whole bunch of videos like trying to threaten and intimidate me back in 2016, and one of them was to watch my ass on Christmas Eve 2016, and that was the day that the car crashed through 2 walls of my house, Christmas Eve 2016, and he put out that video before then. And then after it happened, he said he was able to see something coming because he could astral project. That was his reasoning for how he knew that I needed to look out for that day. But he's a weird one there, Montegraph.
So your answer would be that it would be safe to assume that you can't really speculate or say anything on it because we don't have enough information on it. But do you think that it could be something that they are able to do?
Sure.
I'm sure.
Yeah, I think we have all kinds of abilities that we don't know about because we didn't learn how to access them, or maybe just even all the things that go on this world. It's like, I'm sure a lot of us have had the experience where you feel really connected to somebody. I remember back
you don't even know them or barely met them.
We just had dial-up phones. My first girlfriend, I always got the sense of when she was going to call me, and I would just name out, and then boom, the phone would just start ringing. And she didn't always call at the same time, but I just always got the sense, like within seconds of the phone ringing when she would call. And it's not that she just called all the time either. It's just like I always got the sense whenever she was going to call. So, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of interesting things like that. And I mean, people have all kinds of stories like that. Something terrible happens to somebody and they're 1,000 miles away, but then they wake up in the middle of the night, like the same moment it happened. So yeah, we're connected in more ways than we know. And yeah, I think there's a lot of interesting things and abilities that people have.
Another thing that I was going to mention, which I was saying earlier, was that I think you actually covered this topic a while ago when this movie first came out. I know you go through a lot of stuff. I mean, I can only imagine, but I could have sworn you did cover this movie, Doctor Sleep, and it's the same thing as Welcome to Derry. This demonic entity feeding off the fear and spirits of these children, and I truly
Which is
believe
also
that.
what the
Obviously,
cartoon Monster Think is essentially about, but it's not nearly as horrific because it's made for children. So,
and that movie too came out in 2019, and they were like, it's so weird because when I called in earlier, I was explaining how they're slowly starting to desensitize children murder scenes, and what I was saying was in 2019 when that movie Doctor Sleep came out, it would show the scenes of those kids getting killed, but it wasn't as bad and as brutal. You know what I'm saying? Like they were slowly starting to integrate that desensitization of kids getting killed or murdered in movies. And now look at fast forward to 2025 and we got full blown kids getting thrown across, it's gone to show, that they are really not caring anymore, and they're really
for
starting
people who haven't
to
seen
crack
this
down.
new It series, there's a scene in a theater where a bunch of children get slaughtered, and it is really graphic and nasty. And yeah, you're not used to seeing it because it's like, okay, you've seen this with Hostel with adults and stuff, but these are little
Yep,
kids.
exactly. These are children, so it's like, what are they really trying to say here? Like, oh, get ready to start seeing stuff that you typically, I don't know. That's my thoughts on it. And then like the whole
I
thing
think
with
it's
the
also
Dr.
just about
Sleep.
a bigger picture too. It's just, I think they say the average age that a child now gets introduced to pornography is around age 9 or 10 because of the internet, and I feel like all these things are connected.
Exactly. And then in that Terrifier, the third one, because I think that's the latest installment, which is the part 3 of Terrifier 3. But in the first two, there was always adults getting murdered. But in the third installment, which is the one that just got released, a year ago or 2 years ago, that one, it shows like that clown pretty much creating this bomb and then having all these kids go to the Santa to, I don't know, it was in the mall, and basically he detonates this bomb, killing all these kids. It was like a mass casualty, and it was like, you can tell I don't know, it's just super weird. But I just thought that would go along with the topic of the end of towards the stream. But I just thought it was weird. It's one thing I've kind of really starting to realize and notice in Hollywood films lately. But another thing too that I was, gonna talk about that you guys were saying was basically the sleep. I know you said that it's kind of hard for you to sleep, and when you do sleep, you have really bad dreams. One thing I've noticed, and I just found this out going back to California, because I had just moved out there prior, and I just moved back to South Dakota, Rapid City, South Dakota. Well, on my trip out there, I worked on this little ranch for my buddy, and he kind of has his own little hemp business and his own little brand. It's called Stony Ass. Well, long story short, he gave me some CBD. Okay, and the CBD is kind of like his homemade remedy that he made himself. So I'm sure he extracted the hemp from the flower somehow or whatever. I don't know his process of getting the oils, but it's actual CBD oil. Well, when I came back from California to South Dakota, I started taking some. And usually I can't sleep. Like usually when I sleep, I get like typically 4 to 5 hours of sleep, and then I wake up. For some reason my body doesn't want to sleep on like a normal person schedule. I would have to stay up till like 1 or 2 in the morning to even sleep into like 8 or 9 or whatever.
Do you take magnesium?
No, I don't. I don't take any type of. I mean,
and hold on, I got to remember which form of magnesium it is for sleep, because there's a few different things. But magnesium, if you look at most like sleep pills, the right type of magnesium is the first ingredient. It does make a difference.
Okay.
It's magnesium glycinate is the one.
Okay, magnesium glycinate. But yeah, I was saying with the CBD, I've noticed that when I started taking it, I would literally, because usually when I smoke weed, because I'm a huge 420 smoker. Smoked since, I don't even know, but at least 10 plus years. Well, I've noticed when I smoke weed before I go to bed, I don't have any dreams. It's like just blank. But I notice when I don't, like if I am out of bed and then I stop smoking for like maybe a day, or 2, and I try to go to sleep, obviously it's going to be harder for me to sleep because I've been so reliant on the weed. But typically when I do go to sleep, I have dreams. when I go to sleep sober, or typically when I don't smoke before I go to bed, I have dreams. So obviously I know that the weed is altering my process of dreaming, but I notice with CBD, when I take some, it enhances it even when I go to sleep. Even when I smoke before I go to sleep
Well,
and I
that's
take
because they say
CBD right
THC
after.
mixes the real world with the dream world, and CBD is not THC. So so it's I guess it kind of makes sense.
Yeah, and so I notice, when I take CBD, I have these real vivid dreams. They're not like regular, just normal dreams. They're very, like, I would say, real. They feel real. Sometimes I'll wake up really sweaty but I notice when I do take it, it kind of enhances my dreams. It's kind of crazy, but I just thought I'd bring that up because maybe it can help you. Like you said, you probably don't even want to have dreams because of the shit that you dream about. But I thought, maybe it'd be something that could help you out. I guess when you feel like having dreams, but
Okay.
that's
All
one
right.
thing that I've noticed. So
Yeah. All right, man. Well, I appreciate that. Thank you.
yeah, have a good one.
Take care, Eloy. All right, we got Jin, and then we got Elohim. What's up? What's up, Jin? Jin? I wonder if Jin can't hear me either. Jin, if you're talking, you gotta unmute. You did unmute. We should be able to hear you now.
Hello?
There we go. Hello.
StreamYard is not working here.
Shoot. We can hear them, but they can't hear us.
I think the show is delayed and the StreamYard is not working.
See if he gets the message on the screen.
Okay, if you can hear me, I just wanted to call in and let you know that they synchronized Charlie Kirk with William Shatner. If you go ahead and do some day calculations on William Shatner, like when he was born and when Charlie died, there was some interesting notes there. There's a lot to it, so I'll just say, since I can't hear anything on the other end, but you can hear me, but I will just say that it seemed like I picked this up.
Did we lose him? Well, now we can't hear him. But yeah, William Shatner's Captain Kirk.
Born around or died around Shatner's life. And there's just a lot of interesting connections there. So I kind of get the overall gist that was kind of targeted the people.
He got beamed up to another realm, so we can't hear
Don't know
anymore.
if you've already done or not, so I'll just say bye and leave it there. Thank you guys so much. Work.
All right. Jin, if you end up going back to the video and watching this, you might want to call back in because we heard you at first, but then it cut out. And yeah, no doubt they synced this up with Captain Kirk. Remember, they announced the new Star Trek coming to Netflix the day of the Charlie Kirk thing. That was another one of the rituals. People just don't learn about it's just crazy how people don't want to see that the news is fake. You guys, it doesn't make any sense. The people who worked on them had no blood on them. They drug them to a SUV, no blood trail. 30-06 round got stuck in his neck. It's impossible. It's impossible. We got Elohim, and then we got St. Nicholas, and then we got Saved by Man. What's up, Elohim? Elohim?
Who's that?
It sounds like you're underwater, but I hear you.
Well, let me tell you
Goes that? That's better.
I didn't put the volume up. Yo, Zach.
I'm trying to say we hear you, Elohim. I think my internet cut out there for a second too. I think I ended up having a glitch. All right, let's go to St. Nicholas. I'm sure Elohim will call back in. Saved by Man. What's up, St. Nicholas?
Hi, Zach. How are you?
Doing well. How are you?
I'm doing good. I've been a member since last year, 2024, October. And at first, I doubted it. I didn't think, any of this stuff was legit. But getting to listen to your work and getting to actually decode, and I'm not the best decoder, but when I hit it, it's because, you know, of what the knowledge that you have taught. I finally have, it took me, I don't know, well, maybe a year or so just to figure that I can't believe that all of this is bullshit. Meaning the news and the, you know, the shit, like just news and life in general, and how we've been swayed and we've been just told a bunch of lies our whole life, and it's been pretty hard for me to kind of get a hold of, I guess. But when I start going back and I listen to past podcasts and I hear these numbers and I'm like, oh fuck, you know, Zach said 33 or Zach said 113 or 133 for when Donald Trump was on television to run for president. I'm like, holy shit. My whole life it seems like I've been lied to, and I'm glad you opened my eyes. I used to be a diehard Packer fan. I'm from Milwaukee. I don't even give a shit about the games. You know, I grew up a diehard Bucks fan. I was a diehard Packer fan and a Brewer fan. But now I just, you know, since I joined your stream and I finally come around, I'm like, I just want to, you know, win and pad our pockets, as you say. What do you think of it?
I think it's the same for all of us. I think it's the same for all of us. It's disappointing to find out we've been lied to. You know, as a child, I wanted to, coming up in the school system, I knew things were wrong, but I thought, you know, if you work hard in this world and you want to make your country better, you can achieve and you can get elected into office and you can do good things in that. And you just realize it's like, that's not how it works. It's like, this thing's all bought and paid for. And that's why things don't get better. They keep these corrupt punks in there that lie to us every day and thumb their nose at us, and the whole media's paid off. And it's just, yeah, I mean, it is disappointing. So
I have one other question I've always wanted to ask you. Now, as far as the sports, do you believe that everyone is playing along, or is it just certain people? Because how can they? I always found it very challenging to accept that. How can they get it right in these rituals right every time? It's always puzzled me.
You know, I didn't believe in this when I started, but I've come to believe that this sorcery is real, that there's some kind of sorcery they're using to ensure outcomes. Because there are some things that just take place that you can't explain. Again, I'll keep going back to these two examples. When J.J. Watt was on top of Alex Smith and he snapped his leg in the same spot that Joe Theismann did on the same hash mark 33 years to the day, with Joe Theismann being in attendance at the game. And then when they interviewed Joe Theismann about how weird it was, he goes, what makes it even weirder is I have a nephew named Alex Smith. That happened on the 322nd day of the year, November 18th, with J.J. Watt, born on March 22nd, 322 on him. And this 322 is important to this whole Kabbalah thing where they say the evil half of Kabbalah is real sorcery. And then you have the same weird ritual, or a similar weird ritual with Devin Booker, the star of the Phoenix Suns. Jerry Colangelo, the owner of the team, he's sitting courtside with his wife, and his wife decided to wear a white T-shirt that day with a printed image of Steve Nash with a broken, bloody nose, bloody face. Like, why would you even wear that? And then right at 3:22 on the clock, Devin Booker gets his face broken, gets his nose broken, and wears a plastic mask for the rest of the season. I mean, it just couldn't be any more perfect. And keep in mind, Phoenix is on the 33rd parallel for the 33 element, just like they had with Alex Smith. And the word magic is 33. I mean, literally in the language, the word magic's 33. I mean, I've seen a lot of weird things beyond that, but both of those things are so similar. And it's like, what is going on? I mean, how do you script that? It's so perfect. So.
And I thought about this. Do you think the Jesuits have kind of altered the Bible to fit their narrative?
Of course they have. Yeah, of course. Numbered it, changed things, left things out. Books aren't there. Yeah, I mean, look, I mean, not even the Protestant and Catholic Bibles are in agreement. So yeah, 100%. Think about it. The word Catholic equals 145. There's 145 more chapters in the Catholic Bible.
Yeah, 46. Yeah, okay. Yeah.
46 books, right. Catholics also have 46.
Yeah.
46 books in the Old Testament for Catholic.
You think they changed it around the King James era? You know, Francis Bacon and all that?
The Bible wasn't numbered until the 1500s. So first they numbered the Bible, and then in the next 100 years they bring out the calendar and the English alphabet standardized the way it is. I think they were working on this project in that time period. I mean, imagine that. Imagine a whole bunch of people working at something for 100 years. So I think they put together this system.
Okay, so they changed it from the Julian to the You know what I mean.
Yeah, the Julian calendar to the Gregorian calendar. Yeah.
Yeah, the Gregorian. You're right. Gregorian. Yes. Okay, I've thought about that because I'm just wondering how do they, if it's their narrative.
Is it his connection going out or is it mine? Can you guys hear him? I can't hear him all of a sudden.
Can you hear me, Zach?
I hear you now. You went out for a second on my end.
All right, I apologize. I'll get off. I appreciate talking to you and keep doing great work because I never would have ever you, and it blows me away each day the stuff that you say, and I think about it. I'm like, man, he's right. This shit's crazy to me. It's just hard to get my head around it.
Yeah. You and almost everybody else, and even me at first, and I was like, this is weird. But hey, I appreciate it. Thanks for sticking with the information and being open-minded enough to change your mind. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, take care, man. We got Saved by Man. All right, hold on. Let me let Elohim go first since he was here, and then he dropped out, and then we got Saved by Man. Well, what's up, Elohim?
This shit is crazy. Literally, like you're talking, and then as soon as that guy leaves, it's like your thing goes mute. But anyways, Zach. Zach. Just to add to the Colts thing. Do you know how many yards Daniel Jones ended his last game, Zach?
Oh, before he got hurt?
The game he
Let's
got
go back and
injured.
look. Let's go
Look
back
up
and look.
look up the December 7th, 2025 game, Jags versus Colts. Look at the box. What do you always say, Zach? Scripted from the box to the what? Yeah, there you go. 60 yards.
Final score. Yeah, 60 yards, Indianapolis.
60 yards. Hold on, let me refresh, man, because I'm trying to
Yeah. It's just like Colts thought they beat the Seahawks there on the 60-yard field. And notice this year, year 60, everybody can just hit 60-plus yard field goals this year. Not that long ago, this would have been like the record kick. Now they happen every week. Somebody better check and see if there's helium in the balls. Indianapolis, 60. Yeah, Daniel Jones. And by the way, guys, again, look these things up. Right before Daniel Jones went to the Colts play in Lucas Oil Stadium. The CEO of Lucas Oil died, and he died 203 days after his birthday. Daniel Jones played it at Duke University, right? And notice how Duke University is also 8-5. They became 8-5 in their conference championship right after the day before Daniel Jones got hurt. And the Colts fell to 8-5. So Duke went 8-5, and then the Colts fell to 8-5. And remember, National Football League is 85. It's like the Bears won their only Super Bowl in the 85-86 season, and the NFL was founded in Chicago. And now you got this Pope with the big 85 connection, and Chicago's having a great year. Augustine of Hippo. He's the first Augustinian Pope. We've been talking a lot about all the different angles to that. And keep in mind the day he became Pope could be written 8-5, 8th of May, 8th day of the 5th month. But yeah, again, just to let you guys know, Lucas Oil Stadium, you see the 226? You see Duke Blue Devils, 226? Measure from the Duke basketball coach's birthday to the date of the March Madness Tournament Championship, which is in Lucas Oil Stadium. You'll see it's 226 days. Duke has pretty much the same colors as the Colts. They've already won 2 championships in that building. You just do the math. What's up, Elohim?
Yo, Zach, you can hear me, right?
Yo,
you can hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, man, 60 yards, man. Just to touch on what the last caller said. I mean, guys, like football is just such a you can clearly see each play. I feel like every play is rigged, Zach. It's almost like a show, you know. Every play is scripted. Like for example, you know when a team needs yards and it's like 3 and 10, but then they dump it off in the backfield. It's like are you even trying to get a first down here? But clearly he's doing it because like Daniel Jones ending on 60 yards, like that's perfect. You know, that's so.
Can you hear me right now, Elohim? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, the year that Brady beat Mahomes in Super Bowl 55. Remember the NFC Championship was the Bucks and the Packers, and LaFleur, the coach of the Packers, it was fourth and I think about goal. They were right down the end zone. There's hardly any time in the game left. They're down by more than 3 points. Everybody in the building knows they need to go for it. It's fourth down. You got to go for it. You need a touchdown right now. There's not much time left. You kick a field goal, you're going to be trailing.
Let
And
me
he
guess.
decided to kick a field goal. And even the announcers were like, really weird decision there. And we're just laughing all the way to the bank because we told all you guys for free that year that it was going to be Brady over Mahomes. We told you that in May when the George Floyd stuff was going on because something happened in baseball that told us that was the script because all these leagues are scripted together. But I don't know how you could sit there and watch that and be like, yeah, kick the field goal and then take the 1 in 20 chance that you're going to recover the onside kick and then have to get down the field with hardly any time. And then, I mean, no way. You're right there at the end zone. You got to go for it. Fourth down, you got to get the end zone. You got to get the touchdown. Easy. And you see this kind of crap actually a lot in sports if you just pay attention to these impossible decisions these coaches make. But anyway, go ahead.
But yeah, another thing, another observation I had, where is he at? What do you know about the Gold Rush? Do you have any posts on a Gold Rush? January 2024.
The 49ers won Super Bowl 16 on the anniversary of the start of the Gold Rush, Gold 16. It was the 134th anniversary of the start of the Gold Rush. Like, what is it? 49ers equals 134? Yeah, 49ers win their first Super Bowl 16 on the anniversary of the start of the Gold Rush. And remember, the last time they hosted the Super Bowl 50, it was on the 38th day of the year. That was the golden anniversary of the NFL with gold in the end zones that year. And who won the Super Bowl on the 38th day of the year in the golden anniversary? The team from the 38th state, Colorado. 38, beating the team that lost in Super Bowl 38, Panthers. And don't forget how we had it all told out to you in week 3 of that season, and even why Von Miller. In week 3, guys, we saw the exact matchup, the exact outcome, and the exact MVP. Cam Newton, the 58th quarterback to start in the Super Bowl. Von Miller, number 58, the Super Bowl MVP. All in tribute to Huey P. Newton, the Black Panther. On and on and on. So anyway.
Zach, what's the significance to the number 141?
Well, if spell 33 is the word, it equals 141. They went overboard with that with this Hanukkah shooting.
Well, from that Gold Rush, January 24th, 2026 to Trump birthday is 141 days. 141 days.
Yeah, because he said it's the golden era, and he's 79 years old right now. Like gold's the 79th element on the periodic table. Yeah, it's interesting.
And 141 is the 106 composite. The 106 composite. The 106 composite. Now there's a UFC.
Hold on. What number is the 106 composite again?
141.
Interesting. Okay.
141 is the 106 composite. And when I seen that, there's gonna be 15 days from the 106 NFL season concluding. 15 days. That Gold Rush day, 15 days.
I see X's.
But yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, there's a UFC card on that January 24th day. Now we can talk about that more on the Patreon. but that's really why I try to tie all of this in. So anyways, another thing I wanted to bring up. There was a couple I was seeing some of the comments. Some of the people were like, "Oh, how can you rig the game? How can this be fake? How can this news be fake? How can this death be fake? How can you rig the news?" Zach, what these people have to understand is that, like, the Luciferian, because these are people that worship Lucifer, right, Zach?
Well, I don't know that all do. I mean, Luciferian is an order, but I don't know that. Again, there's a distinction
I
between
mean,
Satan.
Zach,
I mean, there's all kinds of. Again, you look into that Goetia with the 72 demons. I mean, Hollywood made the movie about that secret cult trying to resurrect one of the demons from the Goetia. So the occult's into all kinds of weird stuff that most of us have no idea about.
so have you heard about how the Luciferian doctrine is that they have to show you something before they actually do it to you because they believe in the universal rule of karma.
Right.
They believe in karma. They believe that's why they can't they can constantly get away with these rituals, that because they're foreshadowing everything they're doing. You know what I'm saying? So they can't really get punished by the universe. At least that's what they believe in, you know. Um so just to let some of the people in the comments um understand what we're dealing with here. And Zach, yes, I believe all these people are Satanist worshippers. I mean, if you're on TV, you had to do something to get on TV.
Well, Bob Dylan told it on 60 Minutes. That's the only way to make it in show business. So,
I mean, Zach, look at all of these guys. I mean, Tom Brady. You always said it himself. The guy doesn't even look like he should be out there. And I mean, clearly, Zach, he's clearly got turned out, probably by Robert Kraft or somebody. Probably by Belichick. Who knows?
do you remember when he
But
revealed that Giselle was a witch?
oh no, she's a witch. She's a Brazilian witch.
Tom Brady
Zach,
told me that was the news story at the time. It was right around the time of one of his Super Bowls that he revealed that Giselle was a witch.
I'm glad you brought that up. Something. The reason why the American people are not going to wake up, Zach, is because they're not going to admit that their government is literally using witchcraft. They're not going to admit that, Zach. So, this is why I believe, we're doomed. There's really no way out, Zach. They say this is hell. We're literally in hell, Zach. Fake food. We're not even breathing the right type of air. They're spraying stuff in the air. I mean, so. But yeah, Giselle, she's definitely a witch. Yeah, she's a Brazilian witch. I don't even think she's human. Have you seen Morgan Freeman? You see Morgan Freeman?
What about Morgan Freeman?
Look at him, Zach. He doesn't age. He's looked the same since the 50s.
My grandmother stayed looking the same from the time I was as little as I can remember until just about a few years ago. I don't know how it was, but she finally caught up with her, and she's approaching 100 now. But I'm telling you, my grandma is a wonder of this earth, because it's just like, look at her hair. Everything looks the exact same for going on almost 40 years now. So I don't know. Some people do have amazing genetics, but and
Nah,
as they
man,
say,
not
black
even.
don't crack. My grandmother's not even black, but yeah, no, I know what you mean. I mean, Morgan Freeman, he's probably aged a little bit. He does look a little bit older, but yeah, no, he still looks. I know what you're saying. So.
It is also interesting. He's 88 years old while Trump is in office. That is interesting.
Yeah. They use
But
Morgan Freeman all kinds of way to be the voice of God, playing God. Yeah, Morgan Freeman's interesting.
man, I don't think he's human. I mean, he hasn't aged, But yeah, that Daniel Jones 60 yards, that is very interesting. But I already have my I had to redo another future. Them Chiefs. I had to redo my future, so I got a nice little new future going on. So I can't wait for last year the Super Bowl was on Saquon Barkley's birthday, right, Zach?
Correct. Remember, it was number 26 and number 33's birthday for the Eagles. Add it together, 26 plus 33, 59, roll 59. 33 has the pick six that pretty much puts the game away.
And then this year it's the day after his birthday. So he's now in all the commercials. I've never seen Saquon Barkley in so many commercials that he's in Amazon Prime documentaries, Netflix. He's doing Toyota, Hertz. He's doing all type of commercials, Zach. So he's definitely doing something behind closed doors to be getting all them commercials. But anyways, Zach, how do you think we escape this, Zach? I mean, like, Zach, so you believe the devil is real, right?
Well,
hold on, this is a call-in show, right? We can talk about
forces. I mean, yeah, there is. I do believe that there is some kind of definite evil spiritual energy that can be accessed, and vice versa. Yeah.
Okay, so so you believe witchcraft is prominent. You believe it's real.
I mean, well, they're kind of putting it's just like I said. I mean, what? How do you explain what they did that night with Devin Booker, with the wife of the owner sitting courtside with this just weird ass T-shirt of a bloody Steve Nash with a broken nose, and then it happens to their star player? I mean, it's what?
So you believe that these people running the show definitely stole some type of African descent practice of witchcraft when they stole the knowledge, correct, Zach?
Yeah, and about that new dairy show, I mean, if you guys pay attention, if you watch the show, the man who they're using is a black soldier that has this spiritual power that he accessed from his grandmother. So, I mean, they're kind of alluding to where a lot of this stuff comes from.
Yeah, so I'm just speaking from being African myself, Zach. I'm just speaking from experience. I can only speak from what my two eyes have seen.
Well, and it's just like you go to New Orleans. New Orleans, an old slave port, and the culture there is still into voodoo and all these things. And you go out at night. I mean, there's all kinds of people out on the street doing things that people would consider witchcraft. So that is still preserved in certain cultures.
But you think slavery really happened like they say it happens, Zach?
Well, I'm sure slavery happened, but I don't. I think that's just. I think like I've said a million times, I'm pretty sure even the NFL's trying to tell you that there were definitely already what we would refer to as black people already on this continent when the Europeans got here.
Yeah, because I don't think they came in ships, Zach. You think they came in ships? I never believed they came in ships.
Look at Jamaica and Haiti. I mean, those are old slave trading ports. I mean, they're islands. There must have been some ships. So.
Anyways, man. But yeah, how do you think we escape this? Because you think that's a deferment?
A firmament? The firmament?
Man, my English, man. Hold on. Let me.
I know what you mean. Well, I mean, yeah, that there is a barrier separating the Earth, its atmosphere from space. So you could call it the firmament.
But like, why though? Like, I mean, like, what are they blocking us humans from? I guess reaching, or seeing, or I mean.
Well, that's the thing, right? I mean, I just think if there are people in the world that know the questions that most of us don't know, the mysteries of life, why we're here, where we came from, I don't know, maybe somehow, some way, some people, or maybe things that look like people aren't people, they do know, and they just don't want us to know. They want to keep us forever in a state of confusion and distraction and entertainment. And yeah, I mean, I don't have all the answers to everything, but no doubt the people at the top, they know more than we know. I mean, you look at like the Vatican, they have a bazillion books in their basement that they keep in these rooms in darkness that they don't want the rest of the world to know about. I still remember it was a long time ago. It was many girlfriends ago. God, it was the early 2000s. I was visiting with her family in Michigan. And I remember that it was like right before Christmas. And the news story was that the Vatican unveiled this document that they'd been keeping wraps on for hundreds of years. And I was like, listen to this shit, man. And they probably don't always even watch tonight because they're doing their Christmas thing. But what else are they hanging on to down there that they don't want anybody else to know about? Yeah, it's just, again, they want us they want us lost. They want us as a lost, distracted, divided people. And most people fall for it. They just fall for all the distractions and deception and division. And they're not seeking answers. Like, we're over here seeking answers. You're more likely in your lifetime to get the answers that you're looking for than most people, because they're not even looking for them. So,
Yeah, but Zach, I'm gonna say my last 2 points, and then I gotta go. Zach, I truly believe that once we die, I truly believe that we come back in a whole different vessel. Memory is wiped.
reincarnation.
Etc. With that being said, you're not gonna be here forever, Zach. I mean, I know Adam. They say Adam lived for 939 years. Now I don't know if that's the Jesuits.
I think it's 930. No, he lived for 930 years. Like the first chapter of the New Testament in Protestant Bibles is the 930th.
930. Okay. Now I don't know if that's just the Jesuits saying that, but how was he able to live for that long? There's definitely things. I think there's definitely something they're doing to us at birth.
Yeah, I would say so.
There's definitely something they do to us immediately as soon as we're born. I just can't figure it out. I need to probably go into the medical field and start dating one of those nice looking doctors.
There you go.
Maybe book an appointment for a checkup. But yeah, Adam, man, he really, it was really Eve, the Jezebel, that decided to go and sleep with the serpent. Right, Zach?
Well, I guess that's an interpretation, sure.
I mean, so it was really the woman's fault. But I know you don't believe in parthenogenesis. You know parthenogenesis?
What's that?
Hey man, I'm just coming into this country, learning the English language, learning the words.
Well, no, your pronunciation of things is probably already better than mine. Don't worry about it. But what is it?
Parthenogenesis was how a woman was able to reproduce without without having needing a man, basically.
So like okay, the Virgin Mary, okay.
Correct, but stuff like that has been obviously hidden from humans. I feel like they say that women can't do that anymore, just like they can't go back to the moon because just even the moon theory. I mean, how were you able to go back to the moon in the past, and then the technology is more advanced and you just can't go back now? I mean,
Exactly. I mean, this stuff is laughable. Yeah, exactly.
Just this American, again, I'm not from this country. It's like I come here, I'm just reading these history classes. They had this class called social studies, and you just reading these just bullshit history. Like, this shit doesn't make sense. But anyways,
came here, and how long have you been in the States now?
I don't really like to reveal that type of information out here on the internet.
Enough.
Maybe on the Patreon. That's a bit more exclusive.
Okay, fair enough. But anyway, no, your English is just fine, buddy. You're always worried about your
English. Parthenogenesis. Yeah, parthenogenesis. So there's a bit of a discrepancy. So do you think Adam came after? Because the woman was able to reproduce before Adam got there.
God just made Adam from the dirt, and then he made Eve out of Adam's rib. That's the story.
I'm glad you put that's the story at the end. Anyways, man, who really knows? But what we really know is that Eve did go and sleep with the serpent, because Zach, it says it right there in the Bible. Remember, like I said earlier, these people, they have to show you what they're doing to you. They have to tell you what they're doing to you. They have to show you the truth in front of your face, so they don't get karma. They're literally telling you in the Bible that these fallen angels, started sleeping with the humans and started mixing DNAs. I mean, it's right there in the Bible. So, I mean, look at a Wembayama.
I hear it. Yeah.
Look at a Wembayama, Zach.
Yeah, he's an interesting looking guy. Yeah, yeah.
I mean, where are they getting these humans?
It is a good question. It is a good question.
So, anyways, that was all, man. Yep.
All right, Elohim. Interesting as always. Have a good day.
Yeah.
All right, take care, man. All right, we got number one Steelers fan. Oh no! This is your new idea. It cannot be your new idea.
Yo, what up? I haven't said anything about the Steelers in a minute, but
Wait, is your video playing in the background?
oh yeah, hold up, yeah. Hold up, let me mute that. Hold up. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right, yeah. All I gotta say is, when they were 6-6, the announcer, like I keep saying, the announcer said that in their last 17 games they were 6-11, and so I don't know what that meant. Or I was trying to tell Dave, but I don't know if Dave ever like responded to that. But yeah, that was crazy. They said that. And since then they haven't lost, so we'll see what's going on. And it's looking pretty funny for them. Hasn't it been 16 years since they won a playoff game, right? Since 2016. No, 16 years.
8 years.
Wait, when's the last time they won Super Bowl? That's 16 years, right?
Your Steelers team? Aren't you talking about your Steelers?
Yeah, since
well, they just said Tomlin hasn't won a playoff game for 8 years. They said that before the last game, so that's why I assume it's 8 years.
No, not a playoff game, a Super Bowl win. It's been 16.
Oh, you haven't won since Super Bowl 45, have you?
Yeah, that's like.
Oh wait, no.
It's been 09.
Cardinals. What number was that?
Cardinals is 09.
That was 45, wasn't it?
Okay, so that is 16. No, so that should be 15. Okay, well, anyways, yeah, man. Steelers, bro. It's just looking pretty interesting. But that's all, Zach. Just,
All right. He's back on the wagon. All right. We'll see what happens. Golden Age Deception. What's up? Golden Age Deception. Hello. You gotta unmute yourself. You're good. Golden Age Deception. What? I heard him unmute, so I know it was working. What's up, Mr. 201?
What's up, Zach? How you doing?
Doing well. How are you?
I'm all right, man. Just a year full of events. Got my well, speaking for myself, I got my CDL, had a baby, all that type of stuff. So
you.
Yeah. But yeah, I just wanted to come on here and say what's up.
Well, hey, thanks for coming back, and congrats on the baby. And yeah, CDL, smart move. Good way to make some money. So
yeah, most definitely, I like it. But I really hate the fact that you still be talking to that CT nigga. I hate that nigga.
Well, when I go on there, it's not really about talking to him. It's about trying to counter his evil message that he puts out there every day.
Yeah, and then because I rarely can catch you live because I be driving all the time like that now. But when I be driving and listen to it, the last time he was on here and he was just like just acting so dumb and clueless. It's like, bro, you talk all this about black people.
Exactly.
But you act like that. It's like
exactly.
It don't make no sense to me. But
right.
As far as that bump him, it's this new league that's like emerging. It's called the Next Chapter. It's a basketball type of thing. Like they do 1-on-ones, 5-on-5, but their main focus is like 1-on-1 games. And I was just like giving you a heads up, like to not look out for it, but I'm like, you know how like when you said like the Jesuits get inside of things and they corrupt stuff and stuff like that. I feel like the same thing is bound to happen with them because they gonna like get bigger and bigger and stuff like that. They getting NBA recognition and all that type of stuff. So shoot, if it do happen, like they start getting in there, adding their numbers up and making things happen, just know I told you so.
Okay, yeah, and well, it makes sense to me. Yeah, I feel like that's what's wrong with this world. If something starts to get a following, they got to come in and take it over.
Yeah, no cap. And you been seeing like Casanat lately?
What did you say to me? What was that? Did you say? Oh, did you say Diddy's son? Is that what I heard?
Diddy's son is crazy. I ain't gonna lie,
That is Diddy's son, man. He even bought a house right next to where Diddy has a house. Yeah, it's Diddy's son. He looks just
oh
like him.
yeah, he did. That last Mafia Thon stream, he was right, and he acted all surprised and shit, like when he found out. But yeah, he knew where he was at. But that's crazy. I ain't gonna lie. It's like you would think like all that like like breeding and stuff like that. People to certain people and for a certain type of future, you would think that only like happened with dogs.
Sure.
Well, when you look into the industry and stuff like that, it seems like that shit happen a lot. Like to keep the entertainment going. Like I get
Listen,
it.
who's the man that we heard the name? He slept with the most women. Who is that man?
Will Chamberlain? When did Will Chamberlain?
Exactly. Think about it. Think
Yeah.
about that now from another. It's like, man, they were using him to breed all these 7 feet athletes. How many people are from Wilt Chamberlain's family tree in the league right now?
Shit. I don't know. Wembanyama might be one of them.
Could be a lot of them. Could be a lot of them.
No cap. And then it's like they got to keep the show going. That's how I look at it. Like they got to keep the show going, and in order to do that, they can't just be letting people grow up on their own and have their own thing, hoping that people come to the league. They gotta like funnel people into there. They gotta create their own athletes and create their own stars and stuff like that. Yeah, I be looking past ever since I like found you and stuff like that. I be looking past the veil. Like they gotta keep the show going. That's how I look at it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
And
no, same way.
yeah, you ever heard of Yaki Awaken?
I don't think so.
It's a dude like he like a healer. Like he focused on like how the body basically heal itself and all that type of stuff. Real successful, but little scared for him, but shoot, I mean, you feel me? The purpose that God chose for you is the one you meant to follow. But he really like point out a lot of stuff on like how what they say about cancer and stuff like that. Like it's just like as soon as you get it, it's over with. Like you might as well count your days. But he reversing that whole logic, basically saying like cancer, diabetes, all that stuff is basically your body way of healing itself, but you got to help it out. But if you don't help it, then you can die from it, basically. But real knowledgeable dude, you feel me? He got I believe it's hospital, but I don't want to say hospital because of that, but it's like a healing home, basically. He got his own clinic and everything like that. But whenever you get the chance, look into him. I'm just saying, like, if you into that type of stuff, you feel me? He'll be a real good person to look into.
Okay, yeah. There's a lot of information that's actually been out there for decades about non-Western ways to take care of cancer. There was a big film in either the 60s or 70s, and all that stuff's kind of been swept under the rug. The industry doesn't want you going those ways. How are they going to make any money if you go these natural ways? So
Yeah, it ain't. They not. That's the big problem that they not. And now that I be like traveling from state to state, well, I do regional stuff like that. So I only go to Ohio and Pennsylvania. But when I was like over the road all around the country, I was seeing the Franciscan like hospital, the Rosicrucian, but it was called something else. It was like all that stuff all the societies that you was bringing up. They heavy into the medical field, like
yeah.
real
No,
heavy.
So in the 50s is when the U.S. decided to start doing the radiation treatment for cancer, and look at who made that decision. Who was at the top of the U.S. medical board? Of course, it was a Jesuit-educated man. So yeah, they've been controlling and think about who was all the face of Cooties 19. It was all Jesuit-educated people. I mean, they've been controlling this medical world.
Yeah, no doubt. And another person that get like Charleston White. I'm pretty sure you heard of him before, but even if you haven't, he like
Comedian, right?
Huh?
He's a comedian?
Yeah, something like that. But really, before he became that, he was a community activist. Like he was on the front page of the American Bar Association. He worked with the school of Walter Conquite, however you say the name.
Okay, yeah, famous news commentator.
Yeah, he worked with him. He actually went to the government, and he was fighting for some law. It was like they was giving kids like shoot, um, no older than like 15, life in prison without parole. And he went to the government and eventually got a law passed where the government, like, they can't do that no more, because at the time it was only like two places, I believe, America and Russia, that was doing that to children. Like, they was giving them, for a crime they committed, say they killed somebody or something like that, they was giving them life without parole. And he went and got that abolished. But he be saying stuff. He give a whole bunch of gems. Like, when he do interviews with people, that interview right there, the one with him and Cam Newton, whenever you get a chance, watch that, because he really pointed out how dumb fucking NFL players is. You feel me? um Cam Newton was trying to like bully him and like make it seem like he was superior or smarter because he had a certain type of status, but he really was showing people like, nigga, you dumb. You just think that you can like you can bully me because I'm on your platform and stuff like that. He was Charleston White was on there saying like fuck Dion and fuck a lot of people, but he had reason for saying it though. And Cam Newton was so caught up on the fact that he was saying fuck Dion because he cool with him, I guess. They in the same type of club or whatever. And the boy Travis Hunter, he played for Cam Newton's AAU team or something like that. But Charleston White, he be saying like, go to your local elections, get in your local stuff, and try to like change stuff as far as that go. Like, forget the president and stuff like that. Like, they so high up that don't even matter. Even if they get even if we get the popular vote, the electoral college eventually vote them in. And I feel like that's some bullshit, because I feel like they already got who they picked, who they selected a long time ago. But anyways, he be saying stuff like go to your local elections and get involved in that. But I feel like the Jesuits got that on lockdown too. I haven't looked at like who is the head of the school board, who the chief of police or stuff like, even if you vote for stuff like that. I haven't looked at that. But I just feel like they got every part of their system like kind of like sold up. Like, it's
I would say in major cities they do. I don't know about a small town like where I live with 4,000 people. I would assume maybe not here because it's so small, it's pretty much irrelevant. But in a major
yeah,
city, no doubt.
yeah. I stay in Detroit.
Yeah, that's a big city. So yeah,
Yeah.
I would imagine they got it on lockdown in Detroit.
Yeah, I feel like that too. And when I was driving through small towns, I be seeing what you be saying about the Mason, like the lodges. Like,
Everywhere you go, yeah, right when you come into town, they got it all up here. The Lions clubs here, the Masons are here, all of it.
man, I be saying that like, damn, that shit is everywhere. Even here on it's on the west side, but it's on Finkel. It's it's a Scottish Rite temple that like right there in the hood. I'm like, wow. And the outside of the building
I
looks
don't know. Did you see when I went to Buffalo? There were 3 Masonic lodges within just blocks of where the shooting happened. I was like, wow, this many lodges right here. This is crazy.
Yeah, I seen that, and man, that's something that like people just avoid and walk past and be like, and don't even think twice about it. You feel me? It's like, but I would see why, because the lodge here over there on Finkel is like, it's a blue building that's kind of like messed up on the outside, but I'm pretty sure on the inside it looked better than that. But you would just walk past it and be like, well, it's just a regular building. But yeah. Um, yeah, but I ain't want much, man. I just wanted to come on here, say what's up. You feel me? I ain't talked to you in a minute. A lot of stuff done happened with me, myself. So, just came on here to kick it for us. Like,
Well, congrats on all the life accomplishments this year, Mr. 201.
I appreciate it, G. Man, stop talking to CT.
I should, but it's really not about him. It's just about countering the evil he puts out in the world these days. Like, if everybody checked evil everywhere it was, the world would be a better place. But I hear what you're saying. He is a waste of time.
Yeah, no doubt. But I mean, shoot, I get what you're saying too. And that's the easiest way to do it, because a lot of other people don't want to talk to you because of your stance on things. But I feel like that's the conversations we need to have. Like,
Yeah.
stop everybody. They talk about this age of information, and everything is on your phone. You can look up everything like that. So why not look up this type of knowledge? Like, why just disregard it and be like, that's a conspiracy or whatever? Why not just look into it? Like, when I first heard about you and I first seen you and stuff like that, I'm like, okay, let's just see what he talking about. Don't go in it and be like, man, he crazy or whatever. Just go in and see what he talking about. And if it don't add up, it don't add up. But that'd be the problem. People don't want to admit that it actually do add up. It probably do make some sense. And shoot, you know it just like I know it that the government is in control, and you just showing that they're in control on a whole different level. That's how I feel.
Yeah, a lot more control than you would think. So, and more than I thought when I first got into this.
Yeah, no doubt. But man, you know what I'm gonna say, keep doing your thing, and sure, I'm gonna kick it with you soon.
All right. You have a good rest of your day. Good talking to you.
For sure, same to you.
All right. I got time for the next two people in the back, and then I got to go get my daughter. We got Seth, and then we got Golden Age Deception. What's up, Seth? Can you hear me?
Yo, I didn't. Hold on. Let me make sure this is good. I didn't think I was actually going to be on here. How do I
He probably
get it
can't
to
hear
where I
me
can
right
just
now,
hear
but
you?
we hear him.
Yeah, I can hear it. I know y'all can hear me, but I can't hear Zach, though. That's the only thing. Let me go back to my YouTube, though. Hold on.
I don't know why it doesn't work with some people. It's weird. It seemed like it never used to do that. That's been going on for a few weeks now.
Wait. Can you hear me?
I hear you.
Okay, I can hear you now. I had to exit out my YouTube app. That's what it was.
Okay.
But I was in the chat though, and I was just just listening to everything. But my first question was, do you think that astrology ties into gematria?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I covered that in the opening pages of my first book where it fits in.
All right, so without going into it like too detailed, because I was going to buy the book, but how does it all tie in your perspective?
There's like, let me just make a point here. Let me pull up the calculator real quick. Okay, they built a system clearly, and it intertwines the language, the calendar, and the zodiac. Just in the most simple ciphers, zodiac is 58, calendar is 58, star is 58, and even the plural stars when you run it in reverse is 58. And then you think about how the calendar is called the Gregorian calendar, and then the first Jesuit pope is Pope Francis, who became a Jesuit in 58. Again, the Jesuits are responsible for the calendar. That you just if you study what they do day after day, and I oftentimes skip the astrology piece of my decodes, but there's times where I've incorporated it because it's just so obvious. That's something. If somebody wanted to add on to my work, if you wanted to add in the astrological piece, because it's almost always there with all of these rituals too.
Right.
It's just like George Floyd in the Twin Cities in the time of Gemini, the twins, and then all the numbers on top of it, and a million other things. So yeah, it's that all of this system is put together so perfectly.
Right.
And
And
by
that's
the way,
what
it's about people too. Like we call people stars. I mean, here's one of the biggest stars in the world, Kobe Bryant.
Kobe
And when he
Bryant,
died,
right. We can go on and on about Kobe. I know we can.
So yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because I mean I've been tying it in lately, and I don't know because I can't see the chat or anything like that right now. But I know that astrology may tie into like even like stock market stuff. But beyond that, like even with just like masonry stuff and all of that, like some of this stuff is like tied into geometry. And honestly, like I'm really just trying to like
Gematria means geometry and language.
right.
Here,
And I've read I
Look at
don't
this.
know if people in the chat is familiar with like morals and dogma.
Yeah,
But reading that, like it really explained a lot of things, and I'm like, what in the world? You know what I'm saying?
Again, about this all being synced up with what's above, geometry, 108 forwards and backwards, has perfect symmetry, special number and all kinds of spiritualities. But again, the old understanding of the sun and the moon and the earth is that the diameter of the sun is 108 earths across, and the distance from the earth to the sun is the diameter of the sun 108 times, and the diameter or the distance from the earth to the moon is the diameter of the moon 108 times. And they're saying because of those ratios, that's why you get eclipses, even though the objects are a lot different size. So yeah, the whole language is synced up with, no doubt, astrology and what's above.
Okay, that's cool. And another thing too, because I'm not gonna hold you for long or anything like that. I just wanted to know how can I tie in because I've been looking at like sports betting. Let's take that for example. And like I've been looking at some of your videos and stuff, but it's kind of hard to like sync up like different events with different things. Like it may be something with the Knicks, and it may have something to do with the Pope. But it's like, how do I know to look up the Pope? You know what I'm saying? Like, how do I know, or how do I go about it to where like I enter like a flow state or something of the sort, to where
Well,
like all
here,
of this
just
information is just kind of like revealed to me.
so okay. So last night was the NBA Cup, and the Spurs fell to 7-8 all time in the NBA Cup. Like New York
Okay.
equals 78, and this was a
Right.
rematch of the '99 NBA Finals. And if you go
Mhm.
back and look, the Spurs won the deciding game with 78 points. NBA
Okay.
Finals equals 78, like New York,
Right.
and they call them the Nova Knicks. Like the Pope went to Villanova. And yesterday was the 94th day of the Pope stage, like a basketball court is 94 feet long. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot to, and I always call the NBA the 1-1-3 league. You got to laugh at the Spurs losing with 113 and New York
Right.
being the 11th state, winning by 11, led by Jalen Brunson, the MVP number 11. So I don't know. I guess you learn to decode the events through practice and understanding the way they script the games and who they script them around and what the recurring patterns are and how they like to pay tribute to history. That was my top clue yesterday in our Patreon live stream. I said, well, the Spurs did beat the Knicks in the '99 NBA Finals, but look at the last game. They won with 78 points.
Mm.
And now if the Knicks beat the Spurs are going to be 7-8 in the NBA Cup all time. I said, that's kind of my lean. So, and
Yeah,
that is
that's crazy. That's crazy. So, I mean, would you like recommend like any websites, just for like beginners or any new listeners or anything that's out there?
I mean, I don't no. There are other people doing this in the world now, but it's yours truly who brought this to the stage and wrote the first books about it. So I've made my books free to download. If you go search the internet, you'll find the free spots to download them. My first chapter,
Okay.
my first book is about how English gematria connects the stars above, human anatomy, and what's in Genesis 26 of the Bible, where God makes man.
Right.
So yeah, that's why I said the beginning of my book pretty much answers your first question.
All right. Well, I appreciate it. Like I said,
All
I
right.
appreciate you taking the call.
And about that, the number that it all comes together through is 26. God and Adam both equal 26, like man's made in the 26th verse. Names like Bryant and Jordan equal 26. Think about what day Kobe died, the 26th day of the year, and it fell on a Sunday, the star, the nearest star, at least as we learned about the way the things above are. So,
Right. Right.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think that clears everything up for me, though. But like I said, I appreciate it.
All right, man. Appreciate the call. You have a good one.
All right, you too.
All right, we got a golden age deception. You got to unmute, friend.
Oh yeah. Hey, what's up, Zach?
Yeah, what's up?
Yeah, thank you for taking my call.
Yeah, no problem.
Well, yeah, I was actually covering the Spurs topic as well. I just started my YouTube channel not too long ago, and one clue that kind of did stand out to me too, that had a good narrative for the Knicks, was when Spike Lee had gifted the Pope Pope Leo Knicks jersey, number 14. Thus he's
Okay.
Pope Leo the 14th. And of course, he was elected Pope on 5/8, and San Antonio equals 58. And I do see Greg Popovich eventually, probably kicking, or will probably get sacrificed here soon, because the first ever Greg Popovich Day will be on his 77th birthday next year in 26. And there's been a lot of like reoccurring patterns going on with him and Pope Francis and Pope Leo, because Pope Leo died 21/4, and then Greg Charles Popovich, his flame equals 214. I have a whole video on that, going over like the 214 connection to when San Antonio won the previous championship in the year of the horse in 2014. He also won Coach of the Year that year, and R.C. Buford also won Executive of the Year. So it was a huge year for San Antonio, Texas, which equals 214. And Pope Francis 58, like Pope Leo XIV 58. I could definitely see, Wemby, being a product of the Jesuit, stronghold France, lead this like city back to multiple championships and have history repeat itself again. Thus, we got the whole 1999 tribute going on, which could also be signaling towards, another 9/11. And, Greg Popovich just has that 128 birthday, which, bridge claps equals 128. It was last year when the Francis Scott went down at 1:28 a.m.
Yeah.
And if you do 128 days later, it's actually the game one of the NBA Finals, which begins on 5/6, which is, San Antonio, Texas 56. So, like, it is the year of the horse. Spurs are known for controlling and communicating as a tool for horses. That's what they do. And that's the
Right.
last time they won in the year of the horse.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Pope Leo was just gifted a pale white horse called Proton a few months ago.
Huh. That's interesting.
Yeah, so definitely pay tribute to also the four horsemen of the apocalypse as well.
Yeah, they do like to pay tribute to that
Revelation.
that part of Revelation. They do. So it's just like Denver equals 68. I mean, what is Revelation 6:8?
Yes.
I don't even get it. It's like you got the white horse in Denver. Revelation 6:8. And I looked and behold a pale horse. Denver 68. So
Yeah, Victor Wembanyama, 68. And he's like a huge like symbolism, for 9/11.
yeah. Well, and don't forget the Spurs and Knicks didn't play that long before 9/11. They used to call Tim Duncan and David Robinson.
Uh-huh.
So hey, Greg, I
Yeah.
just realized what time it is. I gotta hurry up because I have to run somewhere and I have to get my daughter. I'm gonna be a little
Yeah,
bit late. But
for sure,
hey,
man.
appreciate it, man.
Yeah, have a good one, guys.
Take care. Jacob, real quick, and then I gotta go. What's up, Jacob?
Hey, man, I was just going to see if you had any thoughts on the 2028 election. Yeah, I haven't heard you mention it before, but wanted to see
Well,
if you had any.
did you see the video I did yesterday?
I did not. I've been super busy. I got to
Yeah,
catch
watch
up on
the
the videos.
video yesterday's live stream because Trump's speaking tonight about his plan to run for 2028. In 1947's when they put the term on or the limit on two terms for a president. Trump apparently wants to get it out of here, and he wants people to vote for him in 2028. He said he's going to give everybody $2,000 stimulus checks if they vote for him. So he's addressing the nation tonight about it.
Yeah, that's interesting. I might have to watch that speech, but no, I'll go back and watch the live.
Watch the live. For everyone who missed the live I did yesterday, check it out. Yeah, no, it's you'll see. Watch at least the first 10 minutes of the live I did yesterday.
I was looking, if it's not Trump or Vance, I think if Trump doesn't finish his term and Vance comes in and finishes as the 48th, I think Newsom has a good shot too.
Yeah, we'll see what's going to happen. But yeah, tonight Trump's talking about how he wants to run for president. And again, they'd have to get rid of the 22nd Amendment, which happened in 1947. So go figure.
All right, man. Well, I won't hold you up if you got to go. I had a little bit more, but I'll call in another time.
All right. There's other people trying to hop in here real quick. You guys, I really got to go. Sally G, I got to go. You guys are okay. You guys got to be real quick. Truth and Sally G hasn't connected her device. All right, Truth and Telos, you got to go quick.
Yeah, hello. Can you hear me good?
Yeah, what's up?
Okay. Yeah, so actually I wanted to speak with you real quick about your thoughts on like everything that Gematria is culminating to potentially being about a complete reset of our global financial system and ushering in a digital currency where there would be no sovereignty. And what your thoughts are on that.
Something like that could happen as soon as next year. I mean, next year is the big 26 is the almighty number. Dollars 26, bank is 26, God's 26, and God we trust put on the money by the numbers. So I do wonder what's going to happen with the currency in 2026. And don't forget, you saw what they were saying in the time of cooties where they called it COVID, which equals 26, and people weren't accepting cash because it spread germs. And so, yeah, we'll see what's coming in 2026.
Do you think that okay, so I guess to just recap history real quick, every time they've ever had to do a change to the global monetary system, there first was a war that had to happen. So do you
Sure.
think that there would be a war next year?
Well, aren't there already major wars brewing?
Yeah. I guess, yeah. I mean, how would you see it playing out? Is it like US versus Russia, US versus Europe?
Well, yeah,
US
you know, it's going to be West versus East. I mean, they already got that set up. So,
Yeah. Well, yeah, I think one thing maybe that people might, need to start considering too is like, if that is the case, how you can, potentially protect yourself from having to participate in such a global financial digital system. At least exposing yourself as minimally as possible, I think, will be very important.
you're going to have to go join the Amish community. I mean, that's about the only way out of it. So, and the Amish will take
Yeah.
you in a heartbeat because they got inbreeding problems. They need new members. So maybe that'll be the future. All of a sudden, the great Amish growth of 2026. So,
Well, I'd be interested to see, like what kind of events start happening maybe next year, because I agree with you. I think there's going to be some sort of conflict that has to happen in order for this transition to begin. One thing that kind of concerns me though about it is hyperinflation, especially because Trump is going head to head with Venezuela right now, and Venezuela and Zimbabwe are the only two countries that are actively experiencing hyperinflation, and hyperinflation has to happen if they're going to change us off of a fiat system, because it's the only way they can reconcile the debt book with the fiat before they switch us to the new currency. So it might be worth looking into that maybe too,
yeah. I mean, yeah, it's just that's what's too bad about the humanity. The way I see it is they've just been inept in the 21st century to respond to what's being done, which is obviously building this police surveillance military state where every last thing that you do is going to be tracked. I mean, all the signs have been out there for a long time. Again, I think the Amish might be serious. That's more than a joke. I think they might be the only route out of it. And even then, it's like, well, who's to say at the rate they're going, they're not going to outlaw what the Amish do and say, nope, you're going to need your surveillance tracking cameras on here too. So.
Yeah, right. Well, I will be interested to see for sure, what plays out next year. I think it's going to be definitely a lot of people are going to be caught off guard, and hopefully, anybody listening or you yourself has at least some sort of, plan in place for, emergency funds or food, water, security, stuff like that.
Yeah. I've been saying for a long time, we should really all be in a community where we can grow our own food and know our neighbors and have a contingency plan in case we really do see the day where shit seriously hits the fan. Even then, though, it'd still be hard at this day and age. There's all the quotes about when World War III comes. By the end of it, people will be fighting with sticks and stones. So we'll see.
Okay, cool. Well, all right. Thank you for taking the time to have this discussion.
All right. Thanks, Jacob. Okay. All right, Sally G, and then I really got to get out of here. What's up, Sally G?
Hi, Zach. I don't know if you can hear me.
I can.
Okay, cool. Thank you so much for all that you do. I just finished your book yesterday. I do have one question. The image that you have right now on the screen, to me, looks clearly like AI.
You think so?
Yeah, the words on his shirt, I know it says United States Marine Corps. I saw that in his selfie, but they don't really, if you zoom in, it doesn't really look like clear wording. And also the vehicle in the back, I can't tell if that's two vehicles that are right beside each other, or if something about that vehicle looks very off. And even just all of the light stands, like just the image looks like AI to me.
You're right. You know what? This could be a fake AI image. It is possible. That said, these things definitely do happen at these events.
Totally. And I totally...
Is there a way to test if an image is AI?
Well, I was suggested in the chat to put it through Grok or one of the other AIs to like find out whether or not it does have AI marks on it. But and it said that it was a real image, but I mean, my eyes are not deceiving me. And also, I was wondering, I wanted to ask you, if are people maybe like, do you think that people might be putting this image out to discredit those that are starting to
100%.
wake
If
up?
this turns out to be something that, like, pretty soon they're talking about on Snopes of, oh, look at everybody that fell for the AI image. It's like, okay, the reason people are falling for it is because they know this stuff's been going on. How about let's go back to 2017 when YouTube scrubbed all the videos of the undeniable video evidence of the police changing into terrorist costumes and posing dead and spilling blood on the. Because this same thing at the Boston Marathon bombing. This stuff has been exposed in a major way. So yeah, you're right. If this is some AI image, it is put out there to say like, oh, see, it's just online conspiracy theorists saying these things. Okay, but the one thing I agree with you for sure about this thing is there does look to be something wrong with those cars in the background.
Okay, well, I wanted to run that by you and see what your opinion was. I appreciate you waiting to take my call. I know you have to leave, and I will take myself off the air. Thank you.
Okay, all right, appreciate that.
Yep.
Yeah, if anybody can do a follow-up and see if that is a fake AI image, that is possible. It's possible this is bait put out there, but rest assured, this stuff has happened a million times before, and I still don't. Again, I haven't seen any proof for a single thing the news media has claimed in all these decades of mass shootings. I haven't seen one single shred of evidence, and I'm tired of this. Oh, they don't want to show you because it'd be too graphic and disturbing as they market the new It to you, where they tear children to shreds and eat their. I mean, come on, man. Just I hate listening to that shit. Isn't it? Listen. You guys remember when there was the shooting at I think it was a club in the LA area, and they said a bunch of the survivors were there from the Route 91 Harvest Festival shooting? I saw Jake Tapper with the breaking news. Breaking news, we just got the footage in from the shooting in the club. And then what is the footage? The footage is of an empty bar room, not a single person in the shot, a spinning disco ball in this bar room. And then all of a sudden, after like 20 seconds, you hear some pop, 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 and then some screams. They're like, oh my God. And then Jake Tapper goes out and goes, oh, that was disturbing. Sorry if we, touched anybody's sensibilities out there. And it's like, are they kidding right now? I mean, that was disturbing. The thing that was disturbing is that was the evidence of the mass shooting. In an empty room with some sounds that didn't even sound right. It sounded like a laugh track from an old Seinfeld episode. And not to mention, they said this guy's from the October 7th thing. Anyway, it's just, there's no proof of anything they're ever reporting in the news. There's just zero proof. And if you haven't recognized that's the case, show me proof of any of this stuff. Show me any proof of anything they've reported in the news in terms of these tragedies. And it's not to say tragedies don't happen in the world. Horrible things happen in the world every day. They're not in the news. There's real shootings in the news, or real shootings in life. They don't make the news. Horrible things happen that aren't in the news. The stuff that's in the news, there's never any proof. It's just all part of an agenda with the same details, the same numbers here, 33 here again, 33 this, 33 that. I have no doubt that people are dying from the flooding in Seattle, but the only story they have out is that a 33-year-old drowned. It's just what's in the news is fake. That's the point. Okay. Thanks again for becoming a member, Eloy. Kushmanu said, Zach, can you put that? Oh, yeah, perfect. Can you put that sign-up photo into AI? I have to look into how to do that. I will look into that. I'm running late, so I can't do it right now. But Cashville Lady with the big 2 and Call Me Mr. 201 said, shout out to the girl dance. Appreciate that, man. Thank you. All right. We'll leave it there for now, you guys. Thanks to everyone who hit the like and the share. I thought the stream went pretty well. I liked most of the calls and questions. And maybe I'll just start doing this once a week when I decode football. Obviously, I decode a little bit slower in the background. I'm not as productive, but I still got a lot done. So anyway, we'll leave it there for now, you guys. And until next time.